All right, welcome back, everyone. We are back for the second series of games today for our tournament show matches. Um, I'm being joined, of course, by the one and only Mike Hopley. What's up, Mike?
Hello, hello. Nice to be here.
Hello. Yes. Yeah.
And nice to have you in the casting booth with me after your amazing games. You get to rest a bit.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes. Yes. It was a lot of fun. Very excited to be casting. This is my first time casting, so uh, doing anything like this. So we're gonna have fun with it. It's gonna be awesome. And so now the two players are gonna be Rand and Farb, two expert hard mode no pause players. So how are you guys feeling, Rand and Farb?
I'm ready to go.
I'm scared of the ships that were chosen because we don't know, and I'm scared.
Yeah, it looks like your
Yeah.
chat is trolling a little with the stealth B pick, but I'm sure you guys will work that out in the banning and picking stuff. So, so this is going to be just like the match between me and Hurpix. It's going to be a best 2 out of 3. It could actually turn into a best of 1 depending on the time constraints, but we will cross that bridge.
Depending on the 2-hour stealth B run, we might end up doing.
Right. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. So yeah. I think we're ready to just kind of get into it. Kusalian is going to reveal the ships to us that have been selected. Mike and I have both picked one ship each, and then chat has selected their own ship, which we.
Okay, so do you want to reveal to everyone what your pick was?
What's it gonna be, chat? What's it gonna be?
Yes. So my pick was the one and only Lanus B.
Ooh,
classic ship. Classic ship. Wanted to go easy on you guys, you know. So.
You're so kind.
Of course.
I think I have an idea what ship might be getting picked here. My pick was a great ship, in my opinion, Zoltan C.
I like it. Interesting.
Is that Zoltan C? Oh.
And then chat picks stealth B, right?
And stealth B.
And then yes, the chat ship, of course, you guys already probably know. Stealth B. So
two of my street killers right there.
Rand, you had a very amazing run on Stealth B yesterday. So does that fill your heart with a little bit of hopium?
It makes me feel like if I play it again, I've used up all good RNG for the next 3 months. So.
Yeah. I wonder. So Rand, you'll get to choose whether or not you ban or pick first, right?
I think I'm gonna pass and I'm gonna let Farb ban first.
I think that is a good choice. But oh wait, this is spicy. Let's see how Farb is feeling. Is he feeling benevolent today?
I don't know.
Farb, what's your pick?
I kind of want to be that guy.
Be whatever guy you want to be, Farb.
Let's do it. I'm gonna ban Lanny B.
Oh fuck! I was kind of hoping you would do that because I want to see like when it comes down to the wire, what is Rand picking here? Like,
yeah, no, that's I was gonna say the reason I did it is because I want to see what one Rand's gonna pick.
So I get to pick our poison basically. Do we get 0 power? Do we get death in Sector 1? All right, well, let's go all in with chat then. I'm going to ban Zoltan C and see what Stealth B does to us today.
Nice. Okay, Stealth B it is, guys.
This might be a good time to just remind ourselves of the rules on resets.
Mike and Dragon's Joy.
Yes, so Mike brings up an amazing point.
Kasadian can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe if we have a death in Sector 1, then each player gets 1 free reset. Is that correct? And there was a mention specifically of the shield hack event as well, which isn't going to apply here probably.
We're getting a little bit of an echo from someone's microphone, by the way, but it's not a huge deal. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Sorry, that's my bad.
You're good. No worries. So Stealth B it is. So I think now is the time. Maybe if the players want to have any final fighting words or whatever, you know.
I'm sorry, Rand.
Speak now or forever the apology. Yes.
You should be. That's my trash talk. You should be.
Farb once again proving
it's brotherly love, right?
Yeah, like how I used to beat my little brother up all the time. That's what it is.
Awesome. Okay. Well,
our feeds are flipped here. Just a heads up. No, all good. Or wait. No. Mine isn't working. Rand's is right. Yeah, mine's on the ship screen with normal. Sorry, guys.
All good. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties here. Let's give Kasalian a little bit of time.
I think Farb will just narrate his
can
run
Rand hear
and tell
me
us
now?
how OP he gets while never showing
Yeah.
his screen.
Forgot who I was. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, there it
go.
is. There it is.
Yes.
I'm just,
Beautiful.
I'm so
So
used
I
to
have
being
a seed
Rand.
for
I
this.
know. We're the same person. We're
Are
gonna
we-
have the same
are we
run,
ready
you
for
know.
that?
Okay,
Yeah,
I think we're good
and
now.
and hey, this is part of why we're doing the trial run. Gotta
Farb's
figure out
still
all
on
these
the
little
list.
kinks ahead of time.
Yep. All good.
All right.
Sure. Let me swap ships to show list. Zoltan,
Yeah, that's all right.
C. Am I good? Okay.
Cool. All right.
I'm
All right,
not
great.
seeing Farb's hanger screen. Okay, it's up now. All right,
If
we ready
Mike
for
gives
the seed?
seed, I won't be able to hear him.
Yeah. So Mike is gonna drop the seed here. So here we go, Mike.
M might have to repeat it. See if you can recognize this one, M.
Okay.
It's 3, 1, 4, 1, 2, 5, 9.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, I got that wrong. Actually, can we try again?
Yeah.
3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 9. Yeah, someone's got it in chat.
314 159.
Oh.
314. What?
159.
Is that right?
314 159.
Okay.
So this is the pie. This is the pie run.
2.
Where's
Alright.
Pie Boy when we need him?
I
See
know,
how
right?
far it can go. How many digits do we get?
10.
Oh yeah, 10.
I think I can do that.
Do what? 2653.
No, Farb's got a mistake there, but that's because I read it wrong the first time.
I think your
Farb has it
feed's
right
a little
now.
behind.
3,
Mike.
1,
Yeah.
4, 1, 5, 9, 2, 6, 5.
So Rand, we're gonna add 265 to the end of that seed right there.
Okay.
Cool.
265.
Yes. Okay. All right. Players, are you ready? Ready for Stealth B?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Yes.
All right. Here we go. Players, you may start in 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Godspeed. All right. So Mike, so it sounds like maybe your feed is a little bit behind. Do you see the players starting the run right now, or
No, they're still on the hanger screen for me.
still on the hanger screen? Okay, so they are a little behind. So wow, looks like a forced hazard jump right here. A pulsar, a sun, and what is that? An astro? No, it's 2 suns and a pulsar. So it looks like Farb has selected the pulsar there, or the sun. Oh wait, maybe I missed. How did Rand get out of the? Did he not have a forced hazard? Maybe I missed that. So yeah, Mike, if you want to try, I guess it might be a good idea to try to figure out why your feed is behind. I don't know. Maybe it's just internet issues.
I don't know what I can do about that.
Yeah.
Oh, Kasalian's got some help for me.
Okay. Wow, Rand just picked up a. I think Rand actually has a different sector here. Hold on. Rand might be playing on a different version of the game. If I'm. Yeah, Rand. Looks like Rand is playing on a different.
Made things messed up with the seeding.
No, I don't think it was the seed. I think Rand has.
Sorry, guys. I think it probably doesn't help that Rand can't hear me or couldn't hear me at all.
Well, he can't hear me right now either, Mike. So we're gonna have to pause. Yeah, we're gonna undeafen the players. We're gonna get this restarted here because it looks like Rand is playing on a different version of the game. No, the seed is fine. It looks like Rand is playing with a different version of like a different modded version installed right now. Because he has like the interconnected sector map, right?
So
Rand
I
is
have the
still
wrong
running.
version. Is that what's happening
Yeah.
here?
So Rand has and I guess a
Good move,
different
Rand.
sector generated.
This sucked.
Well,
Yeah.
my start was amazing, which sucks.
Dude,
Yeah,
I had
Ion Blast too.
I had 3 jumps, 2 solar flares, and a pulsar.
Oh god.
Yeah, I saw that Farb. Yeah, with the forced hazards. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crap. It looks like
So-
I probably have the wrong hyperspace then. Damn it.
No worries. Okay. All right, welcome back, everyone. Sorry for the technical issues and the delays in getting started here, but we've gotten all of the kinks sorted out and we are ready to go. So
Hashtag
of
blame
course-
Rand. It's all my fault.
Yeah, Rand's boomeristic tendencies have shown through there a little bit. No, I'm just kidding. Love you, Rand. But yes, we are good to go. So we are going to pick a new seed, right? Because we already saw the start of the first one, and it sucked butt. So let's get a different seed going. Mike, you're back up. You're the seed selection. Don't let us down.
1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 11. If you've got room, that'll do.
That's
right.
Fibonacci, right?
Got a little Fibonacci action up in here.
Yeah.
All right.
That sounds like math. I don't think.
Hopefully these runs.
No
don't,
math on stream.
Hopefully these runs don't spiral out of control, if you know what I mean. Okay, so players, once again, I'm giving you an opportunity for last words here. What would you like to say, if anything?
Let's do it. At this
I've
point.
already been crit by technical difficulties, so
Okay.
get ready to win, Farb.
Oh, by the way,
All right.
Rand,
Yes.
how about you set your difficulty to hard?
Well, good eye.
Good catch.
And have you got? Oh, AE enabled is not a switch here, right? Okay.
Yeah, not
No.
on hyperspace. My
All right.
hotkeys are all screwed, I'm sure, so I'm good to
That would
go.
have been real funny if no one noticed it until you got to the
Yeah, right. Like I'm getting so much
I think
scratch.
scratch rewards seem good.
Rand, do you want to take a second to fix your bindings, or? I mean,
Because
we
that
can-
would mess
we
up
can
the
do that, I
seed. I already kind of did before. I think I'm okay. I'll swap it in game if
Okay.
I need to. Should be good.
Sure. Okay. All right. Well, without further ado, here we go, players. On your marks, get set, go. Godspeed. Okay, we're gonna deafen the players. They will not be able to hear us. So, Mike, is your feed up to speed here? Are you? seeing
Seems
them
to be.
again? Okay,
At
beautiful.
least I'm not getting much delay on you.
Okay.
Farb just got into the options screen. Not sure what he's doing there.
He might be. Okay, looks like Farb is actually reconfiguring some settings too. All right.
And we can see both players have
Yep.
already got their ship vented.
Yep. Slightly different venting options there, but both
Yeah,
are
so
gonna
for
work.
anyone in chat who's not familiar with this, the tactic here is to drop oxygen below 50% for when enemy weapons fire, because it increases the chance on hard difficulty that they will target your oxygen, as opposed to, say, your weapons here on Stealth B.
Yeah. Hard is the only difficulty in Advanced Edition. Well, just in general in FTL that utilizes smart targeting. So, Mike, what do you think of Stealth B? I mean, how do you feel about it? Like, personally, you know?
I mean, obviously, it's the weakest ship in the game in terms of win rate. I think that's uncontestable at this point.
Absolutely, yeah.
But I kind of like it, honestly. It's its own thing. I think getting to the point where you're comfortable with like all of the micro is quite a chore, maybe. But on the other hand, some of the really technical early game micro, it's interesting in its own way. I can definitely see why people really dislike it.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, definitely agree. I do think it is easily, the weakest ship in the game, no contest. And it's cool. I don't know. So anyone in the chat who is not necessarily familiar with Mike Hopley's contributions to the FTL community over the past several years, Mike has actually developed and sort of refined a lot of different techniques related to Stealth B. Do you want to talk a little bit about those, Mike? Like maybe the Zoltan treadmill, for instance?
I could give a few. I mean, the first thing I'd say is
looks like
sorry.
Oh, go ahead. No, you go.
When you're getting into the really technical micro, an easy mistake to make is to like go straight for the fanciest stuff. And there's two reasons I wouldn't recommend that. I think one is that you don't need it all the time, and it's not always best. And the other is if you go straight for the fanciest stuff, then it's really, really hard to learn, in my opinion. So where this all started was after Thomas Pettersson lost his 80 win streak to Stealth B. And that record of 80 wins in a row held for a very long time. And he lost it to a hit into the weapons early game on Stealth B from, I think, a heavy laser that caused breach. And after that, players started looking at the smart targeting stuff and thinking about tactics, starting with the upgraded sensors on the ship. So I don't know if we'll see it here because the players are maybe playing faster and a bit more aggressively. But we might see some movement of crew into the sensors room to check on the exact enemy weapons charge. And then the idea is that you wait for that bar to fill up and you turn your glaive beam off very briefly, and then after the enemy weapons have started firing, you turn it back on, and that will take the weapons off smart targeting completely. And on this ship, from memory, I think you're looking at dropping the chance of a single shot like a heavy laser targeting you with weapons from something like 32.5% to 6.5%. Now, if you just use the oxygen strat instead, you get it down. I forget, but you get it down.
18 or so, or doesn't it start at 18 chance with full oxygen and no depowering?
Look it up.
And then with O2 but no depowering trick, the chance becomes 11, I believe, and then with O2 trick and depowering trick, it becomes 6%, right?
I have a feeling it's actually rather higher. I think it's
higher,
actually
okay.
higher.
Okay,
I could calculate it, but I can also check it real quick. I thought it was 32.5. But I might be wrong.
Yeah.
In any case, the lowest possible chance is if you toggle your weapons. But the O2 can also still be useful even if you're doing that, because you also want to draw shots away from your cloaking. And cloaking is on the smart target list if it's off cooldown.
Right.
So in other words, if you're going to cloak, say, a heavy laser, then cloaking will be one of those systems that it might target preferentially.
Yeah.
So while I'm talking about all this technical stuff, let's just have a look at what the players are doing.
Yeah.
Farb and Rand are both already up to Cloak 3, which is huge. That is almost always the first upgrade that you want as soon as possible on this ship. Yeah. And what that does is it allows you to pre-cloak most fights and not take any damage at all in the early game. Randa's got a really scary fight here with the Beam Drone Mark II. That's one of the most dangerous things you can possibly see for this ship. Thank God he had Cloak level 3 before that. But even with Cloak level 3, that thing could just end you.
Earlier, I saw Rand actually took a very low value surrender, or sorry, a bribe from a pirate. I believe it was 1 fuel, 1 drone part, and 8 scrap. And he has not been punished for that because he obviously, both players here have gotten Cloak 3, which is huge.
What did the pirate look like? Did it look dangerous?
It had a pike beam and maybe a basic laser. Looks like Ram just made it into Sector 2 here. I believe NG controlled, yes, okay. Farb is still working his way through the end of the civilian sector. And not Fam, sorry.
Oh, by the way, you were right. I had my numbers wrong. It's about 19% and drops to... but that would be the oxygen figure, yeah, and drops to 6.5. So I think it's 32.5 if there's no smart target manipulation. You can calculate that anyway.
Ooh, look at this fight that Farb is against, and this is another fight that would be so scary if you did not have Cloaking 3. But
God, yeah, double heavy laser is actually one that I've started thinking whether I even want to drop O2, because you open up a pretty heavy chance of getting crew killed by that weapon setup if you do lose your weapons.
Absolutely.
And any shots that some of the shots you're redirecting would go to cloaking anyway.
Right.
Rand has just got a nasty fight with his Zoltan ship. Now, he did use the beam trick where the tail of the beam can deal damage, because a glaive beam will fully take down a Zoltan shield with 2 ticks of 3 damage. But because the enemy ship has a 3-power weapon setup, that mini beam is still protected.
Yeah, but it looks like he got it down, no problem. Thankfully,
that is actually a really nasty fight in itself.
Thankfully, he did not get shot by the mini beam and weapons. That could have gone a very different direction there. Mini beam is very dangerous. Of course, in general it is, but especially on the stealth ships. Unfortunately, you cannot cloak out of getting hit by a beam once it fires.
Yeah, and that's one of the big problems about this ship at the start of the game, is that a mini beam is, when you have cloaking level 2, is always going to hit you no matter what.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, because cloak 2 is 10 seconds, mini beam charges in 11 seconds, and your glaive... Oh, 12, my bad, yes, thank you. Mini beam fires in 12, so, and your glaive fires in 22.5 with
so it's basically half a second too slow.
Exactly, yeah.
Against an unmanned, half a second too slow against an unmanned one.
Yep. And what do you know off the top of your head the firing delay on the glaive beam?
I think it's about 2.24 seconds, and mini beam with 0.3. So mini beam is slightly longer, but it ends up not mattering in that scenario.
Sure. Right.
There are some, against an unmanned one, there's some very technical stuff you can do to reduce the chance of a bad swipe. Because, of course, a mini beam can swipe from another room into weapons as well.
Oh, Rand is having a very nasty fight here. Okay, he killed the ship, but looks like his med bay is on fire. He needs to put power into O2 immediately to deal with this right now.
Wants that fire to go out, but yeah.
Yeah, fire's out. Okay, should be good.
He's got this.
Yeah, he's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we saw Rand in one of his recent runs. I believe it was Zoltan B. He had a little bit of difficulty with an encounter with some free event borders, but looks like that's not an issue for him right now. He's playing very sharply, I think.
Well, also right now Rand has got the luxury of using pause, which is an unfamiliar luxury to him. So
very true.
Pause is going to be a whole lot easier now that he can use pause whenever he wants.
That's true, yeah. Oh, and he goes for the instant shield pickup, which is going to be really big for him here.
Shield is one
of your, shields is one of your highest priorities on the ship early. Sometimes it's if you don't find a way to sort of, I like to say, like, run away from the glaive beam. It can be better to get hacking, but obviously you're not going to complain at shields.
I quite like, in a lot of cases, going hacking first if you're given the chance. Most of the time, you're not even going to be given the option, of course, because it's more likely than not that hacking won't be in that store. And I think it's pretty much always a mistake to turn down shields if that's the one that's offered to you.
Totally, yeah. I mean, the words of your guide on Stealth V have stuck with me quite a bit. And I believe in the guide you say, it's you want at least one of the two between shields and hacking before Sector 3, and if you don't have either of those going into Sector 3, you could be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, it's really scary. I had one Stealth B run that got into Sector 3 with neither system, and it was super sketch.
Yeah, and in fact, I remember a while ago. So not in my current cycle, but my first cycle Stealth B run. You were there, and actually I did not find shields or hacking going into Sector 3, so it was very scary. And that is of course when you start encountering, besides like 1 or 2 events in Sector 1 and 2, that Sector 3 is when you start to see 2 shielded ships appear more frequently. In fact, maybe not even Sector 1, but there's one pirate light cruiser in Sector 2 that can have 2 shields.
Yeah, and it could be, say, NG Bomber as well.
Oh yes, you're
pretty
right.
unpleasant if you luck into a 2 shields ship in Sector 2 with Stealth B.
Yeah, absolutely, very unpleasant. Box Tie Beatnik in the chat has asked, when is the tourney? Is this just practice? Yes, Box Tie Beatnik, this is just a trial run. Of course, it's still incredibly high stakes, for all of the glory. But as for when the tourney will be, it's planned to be in the next couple of months. Sorry, no, Kassalian has just messaged me. tournament is no earlier than 3 months away, so we've got some time for sure to prepare.
Ooh, Farb just jumped into a pulsar.
Oh, this is spooky. Yeah, it looks like he's probably going to be okay, but
place for Stealth B to live.
Definitely not. But looks like he's
and it's a two.
Let's see. Oh, he's pausing. I think he's going to try to flash his glaive beam. And
yeah, that's
ooh.
Because,
oh,
still got hit. I guess
Yeah,
it is better though that it got hit for 5 seconds.
Right. Because
to what 7?
Oh, and it looks like Rand just got hit through cloak with a burst laser 2-shot into shields, which started a double fire.
There's
so
that
shield is right now, but
Rand,
Rand got the.
Is Rand still in sector 2?
Yes, yeah, that's the 2-shield NG bomber. So Mike, you spoke it into existence.
Oh yeah, Dribrats, it's 15 seconds, isn't it? If he kept the glaive up.
Right, because the amount of the time of ionization in a pulsar is related to the amount of power in a system, right? If I understand correctly.
Yep, it's the amount of power in the system plus 2, and then
Okay.
divided by 2 and rounded down.
Looks like the pirate just jumped away at that pulsar, so Farb has unfortunately nothing to show for that fight there. Oh man, Rand is taking a lot of hits here. This is an incredibly dangerous enemy, actually. This burst laser 2 and small bomb
super rough.
Looks like Rand might have to just run away from this and pray that his cloaks. Oh man, he's getting hit so much through the cloaks at 80%. But I think he will be able to run unless something terrible happens. But let's see. This is very spooky for sure.
It's worth bearing in mind that this is actually a pretty good start by Stealth P standards.
Oh yeah, I mean, anytime
he does have cloaking level 3, but you can still get absolutely kicked in the nuts.
Oh yeah, I mean, anytime, and he does not take the flak and heavy laser pirate there. He takes the bribe.
That's
probably a good idea.
Play.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, like you just said, Mike. Anytime you get past sector 1 on the ship and you survive to getting cloaking 3, is honestly it's good. It's a good stealth beat run.
So you managed to get cloaking 3 without losing like 27 hull in the process.
Oh man, and Farb just jumped into a solar flare with 3 borders, and right after that pulsar, wow, he cannot escape the.
We could be looking at up to 6 fires.
Yeah.
Goes off.
And what is it? A minimum of 3 without shields?
Sounds right. Something like that.
Yeah. Okay, looks like he only rolled one hull damage there, which is good.
Just going into sector 3, choosing between pirate and Zoltan, has chosen pirate.
Pirate, okay.
Probably wise.
Yeah, and it looks like he has an instant store there. Not much to sell. Well, nothing to sell really, unless he wants to sell.
At least he can get some
scanners.
Might be able to cheap.
Oh, interesting. So he's gonna sell the scanners for hacking. Oh wow, and and then spend the rest on hull repair. Okay, well Rand has hacking and shields though.
I think it's a good play.
Absolutely, I would have done the same thing for sure.
It's getting hacking on this ship.
Yeah.
One of the problems that Stealth B has after it gets level 3 cloaking for safety is the options that it has to scale offensively, and you can play okay with just the glaive beam against 2 shield ships, especially if you upgrade your own shields. But if you roll into sector 4 and you're hitting 3 shield ships, it can be a problem.
Absolutely. And looks like Farb is at the same store Rand was just at. He goes for hacking over shields here, so he does not have shields still, but he does have hacking, so that's going to be huge for his both his offense and defense coming up. Hacking is a really big get here. And
I think I want to see the jump menu when it flashes up. I think Farb is still ahead in time.
Yeah, Farb has caught up into he's in sector 3 pirate as well. Yeah, and with starting offense on the ship, you do not want to go into a Zoltan sector after sector 2.
Sector 2 is specifically good. Do you want to take that one, explain why, or?
Sector 2. I mean, I would imagine that the main reason for that is just enemies not having 2 shields, which allows you to do 2 with your first glaive shot. So beam weapons against Zoltan shields deal 2 ticks of damage of whatever damage they normally deal to a ship without shields. So glaive beam does 2 ticks of 3 damage, which fully breaks the Zoltan shield, and then in Sector 2, because pretty much all of the enemies there are going to have one shield, if you position your beam well enough, or, you know, if you position it so that basically the last few pixels are going into the weapons room, the Zoltan shield will break, and then your beam will go through the shields and deal 2 damage to weapons, which can effectively disable most weapon systems.
So what's interesting about Sector 2 Zoltan specifically here is that the Zoltan ships that you fight are actually potentially safer than in Sector 1.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And the difference is, in Sector 1, you're very rarely going to fight an actual Zoltan ship. It will be a pirate version.
Yeah.
But if you're in a Zoltan Sector 2, then they're going to have Zoltan crew. So even if you have something disgusting like a burst laser 2 and a heavy laser, so it's a 3-power weapon system, the 2 damage will take that down to 1 power. And then the Zoltan crew that walks in to repair it will shift the power into the first weapon slot, which will be the burst 2. So all of those weapons will go offline.
Right. Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
2 Zoltan is actually a really good sector for Stealth B, because every Zoltan ship that you fight is not, for example, an auto assault or a pirate disruptor or whatever. It's not something with drones. It's not something with cloaking. And it does have stores, and you really, really want your stores on this ship.
Yeah, absolutely. Farb getting low on scrap here. He hails the refugees there, and it looks like he did not roll a fuel event. Wow, and this seed has had a lot of those refugee events, because Rand has already taken 2 of them.
Potentially a nasty fight here for Rand.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he went for the weapons hack, but he's going to cloak.
Zoltan 2 can... Chef Jail, Zoltan 2 can roll drones, potentially. But the point is, all of those Zoltan fights that people are normally scared of, those are fights without drones. Oh, I think maybe you mean the Zoltan ships. Yeah, you can't get drones on a Zoltan ship until Sector 4.
So the pulsar just took out Rand's glaive beam there, so he had to wait for it to recharge. But it looks like it's back up. Oh, and he just took a flak to weapons. Oh, yeah, cloaking's coming back up. Let's see what the pulsar hits. He's gonna try to repair the weapons, but I think he just wants to run. Okay, cloaking is. Oh no, wait, the pulsar took out cloaking, but it took out the enemy weapons too. Oh shit. Okay, I think there's hope. Yes, he's gonna be able to run away. Does he though? Is he gonna greed for the potential?
He's got he's got a weapons hack on as well, which was smart in the pulsar. So
yeah,
he might be thinking about staying.
Yeah, he's going greedy. Okay, let's see what happens. Maybe
even if he runs now, it's better to spend some time repairing his weapons, because hacking is going to come off as soon as you jump anyway, and you want your cloaking to be available for the next jump. So whether he stays for the fight or not, this is still a smart play.
Looks like he's taking a look at the sector map there. I think he wants to jump before the next pulsar hits. Yes, he is going to be running. Okay, smart play there. And actually, we heard from Rand yesterday in his Stealth B run that one thing that he wants to sort of focus on improving in his play is, you know, sort of choosing his battles, knowing when to run better. And I mean, that was as clear of an example of when you should run.
It's such a big part of high level play. Choosing when not to take a fight or choosing when to just run when you have to take it.
Absolutely, yeah. And he actually goes back to the store to get repairs there. Wow. So now he's probably just okay. So he has to go through the nebula. Probably a good choice there by Rand.
Yeah, I feel that shout out to just how much Rand has been developing his game. I mean, obviously he was starting from a high base. He's a hugely experienced player, but since in more recent times he started pushing for the hard no pause cycle, he's really made dramatic changes to his game. He's been, you know, learning from all his losses and so on, and I think you can see some of that on display here. Like a lot of tough decisions, and he's making a lot of good decisions, I think.
Absolutely, yeah, and yeah, I definitely agree with that, Mike. Rand has definitely he's been on the grind, and he's been grinding for the streak for a while, but I do agree that his consistency has improved a lot lately. And, you know, I think maybe what's interesting here about this
Rand.
Oh, nice. Oh, what was that? Okay, free swarm. Interesting.
Not ideally what you want to see, but it's
right.
At the worst case scrap.
Yeah. Okay, so he wants hacking 2 there. He clicked it without the scrap, but we feel your pain, Rand. But yeah, as I was saying, I think it's interesting to see Rand playing in an event like this where he has to go fast, and he knows he has to go fast because I feel like oftentimes what
Wait, we missed something pretty important.
Oh yeah.
Farb has a pre-igniter.
Oh my God! Wait, how did he get the pre-igniter?
I saw it go off in a fight, but I wasn't sure.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
Farb with the pre-igniter. That's huge.
Yeah, which is
holy shit.
He can just go.
Whoa, that is huge. Okay, so pre-igniter is gonna fully charge his weapon for one shot when he goes into
fight. Pre-igniter early sector 2.
He bought the pre-igniter early sector 2, and we did not even notice. Wow, we were so absorbed in our discussion there. Okay, well that is huge. I had no clue.
Taking some time on this store here. Can't afford shields.
Yeah, still no shields for Farb, but with pre-igniter and hacking, I mean,
quite well shieldless with the setup that he's got.
That's absolutely an option. Looks like Rand is falling a little bit behind. He's coming to the end of sector 3 pirate here, and Farb is already kind of halfway through the civilian sector 4 here.
Rand has got the crucial hacking level 2 upgrade now.
Oh, so maybe the reason Rand didn't get the pre-igniter, what was it? Does anyone in chat remember if it was at the same store that Rand got shields at? That would be crazy. Like, I think he bought shields and maybe he didn't see the second tab of the store. But it could have been a different store. I don't know if they took different routes. But yeah, bummed I missed that. That's
Farb
crazy.
is still just riding the one-shot train.
Yeah, he's rolling.
At some
point, so
he's going to need either shields. Well, he's going to need either shields or something to push up the damage.
So average chicken song says Rand went to the top store, Farb went to the bottom store. Wow. So in a different universe, in a parallel universe right now, Rand also has a pre-igniter, and this would be a very spicy run. But yeah, the pre-igniter there is saving Farb, 20 seconds on every fight.
Well, slightly sketchy fight here for Farb with no shields and also no weapons at this point.
Yeah, beam 2, but I think he's still going to be able to take care of the ship now because of the pre-igniter there.
And of course, the pre-igniter is actually huge here.
Man, it looks like Rand has been encountering some very sketchy O2 fights here, but he manages to use the swarm there to actually finish off that pirate. Very, very, very smart play there to switch to the swarm. Oftentimes, the swarm is going to be much better, anyways. To in terms of that finishing. Oh yeah, another glaive beam. So Rand's considering selling the swarm, but he's going to keep it for now.
So Rand is early sector 4. Farb is a bit less than half a sector ahead.
Yeah, well, he's about to pop into sector 5 here, so... Ooh, Civ 5 or Slug? Okay, Farb goes civilian. Snap decision.
That's not too hard a decision, I feel.
Absolutely, yeah. And even NG sectors in this context are going to be great because a lot of those empty jumps with free stuff or just nothing are going to save you a lot of time getting through.
Rand is facing off against a pirate fighter, which is the one rock type ship that can have level 3 cloaking or upgraded cloaking.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a pain in the ass there. Yeah. So Farb even just took a surrender there. I don't know if it had a free item or if he just wanted to get through for the speed there. Okay, he's at a store. Let's see. So he can buy shields now, and he does buy shields, of course. Very important. So Farb basically has a he has a winning build here.
Rand just took
oh man.
That Hermes into his weapons.
Rand in the asteroid field. Yeah, that's rough. Oh yeah, he took the Hermes there, and his shields are down. He's gonna jump away again. Man, that's rough. Yeah, it's tough on this ship because there's so many situations where you so badly need scrap and you so badly want to finish a fight, but you have to jump away because you're gonna die otherwise.
Play.
What'd you say?
He keeps making the smart play.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just sit there and eat damage.
Right, and it's kind of a cruel reality about this ship is that you really can win with just the glaive beam if you find hacking and shields. You can do that, and you don't even necessarily need shields, but the glaive beam is enough with just a tiny bit of extra support to beat the flagship. with hacking and cloaking, but it's obviously not easy. But yeah, so I mean, now it's just a matter of survival.
Weapons hacks as well to
yeah,
stay safe in some of these more dangerous fights.
absolutely.
It's really easy once you've got hacking on stealth B to just be like shield hack all the things, but sometimes that's not the right play.
And he rolls a 2 fuel rolls a 2 fuel distress beacon for potential weapon or scrap, but he gets or repairs, I think, but he gets a map instead, which is the worst thing.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah,
at least it
brought him from 10 fuel down to 8. What'd you say?
At least it wasn't 4 fuel.
Right, yeah. Ooh, Farb just took a hit to cloaking there. Okay, they both still have starting crew actually, which is also something that you often see on the ship. You know, because since you're ship killing with a glaive beam so often, you have much lower chances of actually finding crew due to crew kills.
Additionally, you need so much scrap in the first half of the game that you really can't afford to spend it on crew generally.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, you would love to get like, you know, a Mantis or an NG or just any kind of crew really to support your ship, but
it doesn't help. The layout of the ship sucks. It's one of the hardest to vent and deal with borders. The med bay is 2 tiles and a dead end.
Exactly. It's just another kick in the teeth on the ship. I mean,
exactly.
it's every aspect of the ship is weak.
It's got 7 reactor and a Zoltan.
Yeah, which that's honestly the cruelest. That's one of the cruelest parts for me is just the low reactor, right? Because when you buy shields or hacking, you still need to spend so much scrap to even get those things online.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. So it's just it's a cruel ship for sure.
Both players, I think, playing it really well though this run.
Definitely, yeah. Very strong play from both players, which you know, I'm not surprised to see that considering the caliber of their experience.
To play in normal conditions, but when you've also got to think about the tournament format, it's a lot.
Absolutely, yeah. So these pirate assault ships, this ship that Farb is fighting, they can only roll. Is it? I know it's piloting 1, and then can they? I think they only have cloaking 1 as well.
I thought it was the pirate instigator.
I think it's both.
One piloting, but I might be wrong.
I think it's both assault and instigator.
There is one. Yeah. I think the reason that piloting only rolls at level 1 is just a typo in the game files, most likely.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of ships like that have like random forced like caps of systems. Maybe not.
Most of them I think are intentional. But right. I think the level 1 piloting for this particular ship, I don't think it is this one. I think it's the instigator. I think that's a mistake.
Oh, okay. Interesting. That's one of the things I love about FTL too. Is there's many things in this game that are like little quirky bugs that the developers just decided not to take out.
Yeah, like beams not breaking cloaking was accidental, and they decided to keep it in.
Yeah. Right. Right. And I was saying that actually I was thinking about this the other day. I was talking in the FTL Discord, and I was like, you know, I think it's hilarious that, you know, beams are the only thing that don't disrupt cloaking. Ooh. Oh, that's amazing. That
quite well in this ship.
That synergizes with the glaive beam and the pre-igniter amazingly. That's going to automatically allow him to take out 2 shields on enemy ships, and then with the hacking, he can, you know, do a dodge hack so to make sure it gets through. He could do a shield hack. That's huge.
Yeah, and as chat's mentioning, the big downside of an ion bomb, and I think ion bomb is a great weapon, by the way. I often pick it up. It's really slow. It's what, 22 seconds baseline,
something like that. Yeah.
And pre-igniter takes care of that.
100%. Yeah. I saw your video on that recently. For those in chat who aren't familiar with Mike's YouTube channel, Mike has a great YouTube channel with tons of, you know, most of his videos are more sort of geared towards advanced like play styles or tactical options that you have in FTL. But he released a video recently actually detailing sort of why he feels that ion bomb is one of the strongest weapons that doesn't really get a lot of play in sort of higher level meta. And
well, I was just looking at an example of an endgame Flagship setup, which kind of highlights both Ion Bomb and Charge Ion and putting them together with damage dealers. There are other reasons as well that you could look at using an Ion Bomb. It gives you a lot of safety if you can bring it online together with other weapons.
Yeah, and actually, I had so actually, you remember that Mantis C run that I messaged you about a while ago, asking for advice. I was
that one.
I was stuck in Sector 4. So for context, chat, this was my
just picked up a heavy laser.
Ooh, okay, very nice, very nice. He sells the swarm. I think he just wants to get the heavy up with the glaive here, which is not bad at all. You know, helps with a little bit of shield.
And is on 2 shields. Farb is still on 1, and maybe not even using it that much. His power is quite low.
Right.
Neither player has a backup battery.
Farb is certainly favoring more of a offense is the best defense kind of play style here.
And he can really push them with his pre-igniter.
Exactly. Yeah, the pre-igniter is just so huge on the ship. But yeah, I was saying, you know, I was on a Mantis C run. It was near the end of my first cycle. Stakes were very high, and I was in Sector 4 with no hacking or cloaking, no extra crew. It was a rock sector, and I had an ion bomb, I think, and actually I bought a rock at a store, and then I was able to survive with the ion bomb till Sector 5, and I found hacking, and I won. So, but yeah, Mike helped me with that one for the chatters to just clarify. Also, Raka says
spot that you were in for sure.
Yeah, it was. I was very glad I made it out of that alive.
It was one of those spots. Sometimes in FTL you have to accept that you do not have control over the situation, and you kind of plan around the fact that you don't have the control that you'd like.
Yeah, 100%. And that's something that I think that's been a big lesson for me. Ever since I started win streaking, I've kind of tried to have that mindset of accepting the circumstances in FTL to a point where I don't do anything that's gonna like reduce my chances of winning, you know, or I try to work with what I have, but I try not to get too accepting of it, you know. I try to, yeah. Anyways, Raka, thank you.
Yeah, you want that balance where you try to be in control as much as possible as well.
Yeah. Raka says we're giving some fantastic commentary. Thank you so much, Raka.
Oh, thanks, Raka.
Yeah, appreciate that.
We are new to this, but I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, this is fun. Yeah.
And this match is epic here.
Yeah, and looks like Rand actually found the free ion bomb too, right? Or was it a buy from a store? Oh, and Rand is actually catching up, it looks like, to Farb. Farb spent a lot of time in that civilian sector farming, but looks like Rand is actually at the same fight as Farb just was. So Rand is closing that gap a little. Rand actually opts for the weapon hack, where Farb went for the shield hack.
Farb is up against. That's a build.
Oh, wow. I've never seen that before. A double heavy too. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's got a shield drone as well.
Okay, but it looks like he's taking care of that. Okay, shield drone is down.
Farb really making use of his power micro. We've got a highlight here, I think. Maybe Kassalian has done that. Walking his ultimate into shields when he needed it.
Yep. Oh yeah, very smart.
Do you see how low he's running on power?
Absolutely, yeah. And that's definitely another sort of staple, I think, of higher level play in FTL is to a certain point you can really, you know, squeeze out a lot of efficiency out of your power if you're running low on reactor. And depending on how comfortable you are with that, you can get a lot out of low power, like Farb is doing.
Absolutely, it's a really useful technique, and then it kind of creates another one of those games within the game where once you start doing that, you also have to start asking yourself, well, when should I do this? When is it taking too much risk? What are the kind of situations I could get into trouble with? Do I need to change other things in my game if I'm going to do this? Like maybe I stay out of nebulas because I don't want to drop into Plasma Storm.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, Rand just opted to leave that fight there.
This drone could have a lot of offense potential. Oh, it's only got a fire drone.
Wow, okay, that's a low roll there for sure. Sector 4 auto assaults can be quite scary because they can They actually, I feel like more often than not, they have 2 offensive drones. Right?
I was almost expecting 2 offensive drones.
Oh, and looks like Rand is getting low on O2 here. He's gonna have to power up O2 if he wants to. Yeah, screw reciprocating. Come on, Rand.
Has he noticed
Power
it?
up your O2. No, he hasn't noticed. He's at 0. Okay, so he takes his shield down.
Fast.
The drone is down. Yeah. Oh, Zoltan. Oh
We
my
did it.
God, that was so close. Holy
wow.
shit. Oh, Rand playing with fire there.
Super
Oh
clutch.
my God. Oh, that Zoltan was holding their breath for sure. Wham Bambola.
This ship is gonna get away from.
Oh yeah. But it's just a pirate, so looks like at least it's not doubling fleet. Yeah, yeah. So Rand, I think, is going to let his O2 get up here. He's kind of laughing at himself, it looks like. He's like, oh, man, that was close. But he's.
I guess that might be something to consider for the format. If you're a player who often switches O2 off for extended periods and runs really, really low reactor, then at some point you have to pay the piper, right? You can't just leave your ship dropping O2 all the time.
Exactly. And that was a balance I was trying to find in my... I was practicing my speed playing just a little bit last night, and it's definitely tricky because, you know, you're jumping between beacons so often, and you want to take fights and stuff, but then during the fights you got to make sure your O2 doesn't get destroyed and you're not too low on O2, and then so it's a difficult balance for sure.
Farb making some big upgrades here, getting the bomb, the ion bomb, and an ion blast online.
Oh man, yeah, Farb with the ion build here. This is going to be huge. He's going to be able to really take down a lot of enemy shields very easily. So Mike, I have a question for you. Do you feel inclined to maybe try playing in this tournament in the future?
It's very much the opposite of what I get out of FTL as a player.
Sure.
But it's pretty cool to be involved and have all the community event and see how players adapt. I think I would be like stuck in Sector 1 thinking about some interesting fight and think, oh, maybe there's a new tactic I can use here or something.
Yeah.
Like, if you'll let me have the same amount of time for Sector 1 as everyone else gets for the whole game, then I might consider it.
We can do Sector 1 slow runs. See who can finish Sector 1 the slowest.
There's a big swipe on, there's a 5-room swipe on that pirate bomber that Farb was using there.
Yeah.
There are some beam swipes in the game that you might not expect exist. That's one of them that sometimes people might miss, but another one would be on a Mantis bomber. You can hit 5 rooms with a glaive or halberd.
Yeah. I think actually, I now that you mention it, I do think I usually opt for the 4-room swipe between shields and weapons on this ship with like a halberd or glaive. But it is good to know that.
Yeah, there's a lot of times where you might not want to use your beam swipes to maximize hull damage. You might prefer to hit systems. That Mantis bomber swipe is a good example because you're hitting mostly empty rooms.
Oh, it looks like Rand just hit a fuel distress, and he has 0 fuel himself. So he's waiting with this guy. They're buddies now. Oh, he's gonna negotiate. Best deal, yes.
It appears that Rand has insulted them with negotiation.
Oh man, Rand's mistake. I got this event earlier on Slug C, I think, and I low rolled 2 fuel from the.
Oh, Dribrats makes a good point here. Here's an interesting idea with the ions that Farb has online. You could look at an evasion hack because then you're not waiting on the shield hack.
Oh, and Rand actually was not able to stop the
damage into shields.
Rand was not able to stop this enemy from running. I don't know if he's going to be able to stop it now.
It sucks if he can't get fuel out of this.
Oh, let's see. So yeah, I do agree, Mike. Farb definitely could be considering some evasion hacks. And Rand does successfully kill the Sog Assault there. 4 fuel. Okay, that should be enough to get him to a store. Yep, there it is. There's a store. Farb with the flak 2. Farb with the flak 2.
We got flak 2.
And an ion bomb. This is the best pre-ignited build you can have for 8 power. That is insane.
Fibonacci seed worked out pretty well.
Yeah, I think so.
As I watch
Yeah.
FTL in chat said, it's a very long time for runners, meaning that when you're out of fuel, all the enemy ships will be charging their FTL, but it does take a long time. It's such a long time since I ran out of fuel that I don't really remember, but I feel it's like 2 minutes.
Really? Okay, so I
Maybe
had
at
assumed.
the least it's 80 seconds. It might be double, just double the
Sure.
one.
Okay, and Farb just picked up a weapon train Mantis there, so that's huge. Yeah, I had assumed that it was the standard running time for every other ship, which is 40 seconds.
No, it's
But,
a lot longer, but I
for
can't
fuel.
remember
Okay.
exactly how long.
Nice. Near 90-ish says I watch FTL. Okay, or 80 sounds about right. Mr. Keys, no fuel event ships always run away just to taunt you. Yeah, and I think actually like the sort of purpose of them always running when you have no fuel is to prevent getting soft locked, right? Or
That's
what is it?
correct. There's a slightly silly quirk about that, which is that there's an additional soft lock protection whereby if neither you nor the enemy ship takes any damage for... Actually, I think this is the 2 minutes figure. I think the running is 80 seconds, but it might be like 2 minutes if nothing really happens in the fight. For that period of time, then they will just stop being hostile and drop a small amount of fuel.
Yeah.
You very rarely see it.
Oh wow.
Ironically, it means in some circumstances, if you were getting a crew kill, you could actually be disadvantaged.
Well, I'm very grateful to say that I've never seen that happen. So hopefully it stays that way.
Yeah, I watch FTL. Something like the enemy randomly power down their weapons and go silent. It's something like that.
Whoa. Rarest event in the game. Wow. Okay.
I remember Twinge changing it in the balance mod so you could actually choose whether to continue the fight.
Oh, interesting.
Like a super niche change, but quite a nice one.
Wow, okay. Yeah, I've never played with the balance mod, so would you recommend that?
And Britnoff actually had that happen in chat. He was getting a crew kill and it cost him scrap. Sadness.
Bummer.
And Farb is steaming ahead. How far behind is Rand now?
So Farb is in Sector 8. He's just taken one fight. 2 beacons, actually. And looks like Rand, I think, is still in Sector 7 NG.
Sector 6?
So,
or is he gone to Sector 7 now?
Farb is running away with it. Let's see. Yeah, I think he's in Sector
2 shield power.
Maybe he is in Sector 6. Let's see.
Farb is...
Yeah. Wow. Rand is at the end of Sector 6 NG here, so he still has one whole sector to catch up to Farb there. Okay, he rolls for the fuel and he gets it. He's probably going to go NG Homeworlds here, just like Farb.
So here's the thing. You don't need 4 or even 3 shields to beat the flagship.
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot safer, but sometimes if you have really big offense...
Right. Yeah, I mean, in this case, you can just totally steamroll the flagship with the Ion Bomb, Glaive Beam, Flak 2. Those are all going to even so I imagine... Oh, the fire suppression. Okay, Farb does not take the surrender there, but I imagine, you know, Farb is probably thinking of an evasion hack on the flagship here, and just drop the Ion Bomb into shields, you know, Flak 2
I would
shields.
think so. It seems like a huge waste of time to wait for a shield hack.
Right. Yeah. I mean, his weapons are the shield hack right now.
and yeah, Rand is actually playing pretty fast too. He just doesn't have the pre-igniter.
Right, exactly. And like I said earlier, yeah, Zach Dog points out, you know, that has saved Farb up to, you know, 30 seconds or a fight here, 30 to 50 seconds. When you consider, the Ion Bomb, the Flak 2. So
this is such a strong weapon setup for Farb here.
Yeah, in fact, I would argue that it's one of the with pre-igniter. This is one of the strongest weapon setups you could have in the game for 8 power. I mean, you could have, you know,
a good candidate if you want to beat the game with like Stealth C and not buying any systems. You need something like this.
100%. Yeah.
No, like forget all the finesse, just hammer them.
Yeah. Right. And you know, I was reading about. I read one of. It was this Reddit post Thomas made. Oh, and Farb is at the flagship already. Okay, so he is. Let's see. Is he playing? Okay.
Hack, which probably isn't going to concern him too much.
He didn't even use a hack here. Wow. Okay. So he just. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Almost one-shotting the flagship there, saving a drone part like a boss.
Or maybe not even waiting for it.
Wow.
On the
Okay.
grounds that it's 2 volleys anyway, and if the first one completely whiffs, then
Yeah.
maybe he had 1 shot in reserve. I don't know.
He got 1 damage through the cloak there. Okay. They have repaired 1 shield bubble, but he's still going to kill the
Rand
first
has
phase
found
here.
Black 2 as well, but he doesn't have.
Oh yeah. Okay. He's looking at the scanners. Is he going to go for the flag 2? See, the struggle here is going to be how quickly can he get it on, right? He's
That's
looking
right.
at his weapon upgrade. Okay, he
He's
sold his
thinking
ion bomb.
But it's
And you know,
scrap.
yeah, recently actually with my more recent stealth B win, I actually ended the run with glaive beam and a small bomb, and then I had a combat drone. That was my only offense for the flagship. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that
small bomb
run
revival here.
awful.
Yeah, it was quite bad.
But it just goes to show you don't really need that much beyond the glaive beam once you've got your systems and your upgrades.
100%. Looks like Rand did opt for the flag 2 here, so now it's just a race to get that on, and he's going to need a lot of scrap for that. I think he needs 165 more scrap maybe, unless he already... No, so yeah, 165, because he needs weapons 6 and 7 here, which... okay, he got the free stuff there for 1 damage. That's huge. 61 scrap, actually. Engines 2 flagship fight. Yeah, Farb taking care of phase 2 of the flagship, and he's already taken away about half of its health, a little under half. And here he comes with the second volley. Okay, here comes the power surge. He's actually a little late on cloaking that, or sorry, early, but he's just going to delete the flagship. So, and there we go. Yep, there's phase 2. He took a little damage at the tail end of that, but he was able to neutralize the phase before. Ooh, Rand got the. Oh, okay, wow. Rand just got a free Ion Blast Mark II from the Dense Asteroid Field Distress Call. He rolled that 5 hull damage. And a free combat drone. Wow, okay. So if he can find a store soon.
He's getting this free stuff when he maybe can't sell it.
Yeah, right.
And
he gets a free Mantis here. Nice. He took the Mantis just like Farb. Okay. And Farb is regrouping here for phase 3. He's going to probably be finishing this very soon. So Rand is playing catch up now.
So they think Farb also got that ion too.
Yeah.
Hitting the same jumps.
Flawless ruined. Yeah, Farb did take a little bit of damage there, but yeah. All right. And Rand diving? Oh, so Rand is going to dive for the store here. He's going to try to sell his stuff, get the scrap, and try. Okay, yeah. Wow, good choice by
that
Rand.
would be just going for the scrap, not for the score, right? Because the income from selling items doesn't count towards your score, if I'm correct.
No, it doesn't. You're right. So he just needs the scrap to upgrade his ship. Yeah. So he sold the heavy as well for weapon 7. So now he does have flag 2.
He will get the beacon and potentially the elite kill if he goes for it.
That is true. He will still get extra
on phase 3. It's got a mind control shields, which is a little bit annoying.
Yeah, very annoying. He doesn't have the mind control counter either.
Them out? No, he's just kind of.
And looks like Farb didn't get the Zoltan shield down right away there on the first volley, so he's gonna have to wait a lot longer.
It's quite frustrating. It's only a small amount left, but
yeah,
Glaive Beam does 6, so if the ion bomb misses, then there's a pretty good chance that he wouldn't get through.
Yeah. Oh, and so Rand actually has also bought mind control at that last store, I'm pretty sure. No, wait, he must have already had mind control, right?
Oh yes, and Farb has boosted his ship a bit. He's got his engines up to 4. Since phase 1, they were at 2.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Still waiting on those weapons to charge for Farb here. Rand is cloaking through the ASB there in the dive fight, going to med bay, trying to take care of those borders. Okay. Leaving his Mantis on weapons there for extra charge. Oh, okay, no, he did dodge the ASB, but he's out of cloaking now, so.
Again.
Yeah, if the ASB hits his oxygen, that could be really scary. Oh, hit weapons. Oh, and it killed his Mantis. He lost his Mantis. Wow. RP Mantis. RP, what is that, Robert Smith? I think he lost Robert Smith. Farb here, his weapons are charged. Let's see, he opts to use the ion bomb there. Okay, so now what is he going to hack? Is he going to hack shields or weapons here? Or evasion, I mean.
This time.
So Farb is about to break the Zoltan shield.
He's got a bit of a spicy situation on his ship.
Oh, yeah. And he's not using mind control here. Interesting. Okay, let's see if he's going to power that up to deal with the borders.
But Farb has
okay,
a lot of experience dealing with these kind of situations.
Right, right. Oh, yeah, Farb's ship is also looking spicy, yeah. Okay, let's see. Is Rand going to get out of this? And Farb's looking like he's going to be getting the win.
Maybe,
I guess he's waiting to
keep the flak online through the power surge and then just dump everything in.
Oh, that was a rough power surge. It took care of his O2. Oh man.
That's breached.
Oh yeah, breaching O2.
Online.
It's a race. It's a race against time right now.
It's a DPS race.
Yep,
Not
exactly.
going to be able to run.
No, piloting's down. O2 is down. He has 30% O2.
Not have all of his crew.
He got the missiles down though, and piloting. So this is huge. And I think he just needs to take down shields one more time, or just even shoot the flak 2 here. But Farb's ship this is looking like a potential Pyrrhic victory here.
As long as his crew don't die.
Yeah, 100%. So ion bomb into shields from Farb. And Rand is about to be able to run here. Rand is not going to get ASB'd again, it looks like. And here we go. Here's the win for Farb. Yes, he's taken home the win. GG to Farb. Man, that was
what a finish.
Man, yeah, his ship was on fire there. But literally and figuratively.
That is an incredible run.
That was a really, really strong run. Incredible, yeah.
To both players for taking on the effectively choosing to play this ship.
Yeah, right, yeah.
And Rand did not get the pre-igniter, but he's still playing pretty fast, and he's dealing with a lot of tough situations as well.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, Rand has really shown a lot of resolve in this run, which is no surprise anyways, but just we've all seen how salty Rand can get sometimes, so it's I guess when the
difference is that past Rand, I think sometimes more often would let the saltiness start to control him, but I feel that nowadays Rand more controls the saltiness.
Absolutely, I agree 100%.
He has the ability to take a step back and look at the situation for what it is now.
Yeah.
And that's
100%.
huge for his win streaking play.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think he'll be leveraging that mental game in this format as well.
Totally, yeah.
The mental game is such a huge part of FTL played at a high level, especially if you're looking for consistency or extremely difficult challenges.
Yeah, and that's actually something that I think that's honestly the sort of number one thing that I would attribute to the success that I've been having with my runs, I
would very much agree with that. I mean, you've got a very well-rounded skill set altogether, but the standout strength, in my opinion, for you as a player is that you have an extremely good mental game.
Thank you. Yeah, and I appreciate that.
One of those things that is quite hard to learn if you don't start with it, which is not to say you can't learn it. Rakagak says, I found that apathy is a very good way to win more games. There can be some truth to that, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, 100% Raka. It's like the Buddhist concept of detachment, right?
That particular style of apathy can also be good in terms of allowing you to try out things that you otherwise might not.
Yeah, 100%.
Rand's getting hit by a glaive beam from the enemy ship here.
Yeah, given a taste of his own medicine.
It is his Zoltan ship.
Yeah, so he had to use his first glaive there and his first flak shot on taking down the Zoltan shield there. Unfortunately, the enemy has 3 shields, so he was not able to do any sort of shield piercing shenanigans with his glaive.
Yeah, but now with his weapons damaged, this fight is going to be a lot slower. But again, hacking the weapons here keeps him alive.
Yeah, 100%. It's really nice to just hacking and cloaking. One of the reasons it's just so powerful is even if your weapons are getting dodged, or if you don't have great weapons, as long as you can deal damage to their ship, you can kill the ship with hacking and cloaking. Usually, I mean, hacking 2 and cloaking 2, or I mean, I guess you want ideally hacking 3, cloak 3, but you know,
it's
will help you.
really the strongest tactic in the game. You can say that's a bit unfair because it requires 2 systems, but if you do have them, then overall weapon hacks with cloak with both systems upgraded is stronger than anything else in terms of winning consistently.
100%. And you know, Mike, so I don't know exactly where I heard this opinion before, but I remember there was a discussion in the Discord recently about how some people sort of like disparage the hard mode like win streaking or like win rate meta for the fact that sometimes
Yeah.
the builds you have to use, or the builds that are most often used by win streaking players can be somewhat cookie cutter, right? Or they rely on the same sort of tactics. But I feel like I just inherently disagree with the sentiment of that statement. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
I'm with you there, and I think it's really interesting because one of the things I've found with FTL that is so fascinating is that there are layers to learning it and developing as a player. And with some things, FTL is one example. There's many others, but FTL is a really good example. Sometimes you'll find stuff like things that that beginners would do, you then stop doing when you get good at the game. But then when you get really good at the game, you start doing them again.
Yeah,
so
right.
There's things that would really surprise people if they look at some top level play. Certainly there's things that would surprise people if they looked at what I do. Especially in recent years, my playstyle has changed. It's a lot more flexible.
Yeah.
There was a run not too long ago on Federation A, I think it was. Where I
was this one? Yeah, you told me about this.
2 instead of hacking, which was also in the store, and I maintain that decision was correct.
Yeah, I mean, it's like that run you did with Crow and Farb and Thomas recently with Zoltan C buying a teleporter in, what was it, sector 4 or 3 or something, and that, or maybe even 2. I don't know. You guys were.
It was pretty early.
Yeah. So for those who aren't for everyone in chat who wasn't there, Farb recently hosted a stream, kind of a sequel to a stream that Crow hosted back in December.
Ran again on this fight.
Yeah, nice. Farb, Crow, Farb, Crow, Mike, and Thomas Peterson played basically a sort of like co-op run of FTL together, where they all kind of just collectively talked about the run and played, making decisions, strategy together, talking about tips and micro stuff. So very interesting. And on this more recent sort of follow-up to that, they ended up actually playing Zoltan C, and they found a teleporter early in the run, maybe sector 2 or 3, and they bought it, and it and hacking. Okay, yeah, and it was the correct choice. I mean, it was actually the right play.
That choice was governed mostly, but not exclusively, by being very low on drone parts.
Yeah, right. That was
where sometimes the most important thing could be consumables, which is really weird, but it could be. The other thing, by the way, with Rand weapon hacking here, that's good to think about is, if you
get the sensors hacked, okay, good.
If you can get hacking and ideally cloaking as well, and also have weapons that can take down enemy shields, like Rand here has a flak 2, so there's no question he's going to be okay taking down shields. Then it opens up weapons hacks. What is this picture? Oh yeah, I think Kasalian's just nicely explained my player progression over time.
Yeah, Rand.
So the ability to get through shields without requiring hacking means you can be a lot safer.
Yeah, 100%.
Interesting, they both ended up with this really big gun setup that you don't actually see that often.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. And this is a setup that Rand in like his win streak plays or sorry, in his win streak runs, he would not really consider these weapons. If he could replace them, he would, because Rand, and well, sorry, not Rand specifically, but just in general, especially if you don't have a pre-igniter, you do not want to necessarily be running these weapons if you can help it, because they're just so slow, right? So, you know, of course, in this context, you know, the power of these weapons and playing aggressively is the key, but in a more win streak sort of setting.
Flak 2 is, I mean, Glaive Beam is Glaive Beam, and it's usually self B, but Flak 2, it's a slow weapon. It's not normally what you want, but you know, don't forget, it's 7 shots for 3 power.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
You know, so there's a lot of cases where it's at least worth considering. It can be quite a strong play.
Yeah, 100%.
In this context, when you're using the Glaive Beam anyway, you know, that time, long charge time, isn't really an issue.
Yeah, totally. All right, so Rand is going to be waiting for phase 2 of the boss here.
Fights that he can take. So I guess he's going to wait at the beacon.
Oh yeah, no fights to take. So, oh, he's just jumping away for. Oh, okay. So he's actually doing a little bit of a score-oriented sort of.
Oh, interesting
technique here. He's going to actually let the flagship hang out at the. Okay, so he went for a fight here. Okay, nice. And actually, the ship is. Well, let's see if it's sending any boarding drones. It's not.
That might be a smart play. One thing to consider when we're in this format, when people are thinking about trade-offs between score and time, is that the payouts in the late sectors for scrap are huge. So the value of a single fight is potentially much greater than in the early sectors.
Yeah, 100%. Oh, and this is the fight Farb got earlier, where there was the fire suppression surrender. So he's not going to take that. Okay, so he is missing out on a little bit of score there.
The surrender doesn't count as a ship kill for score, right?
No, it does not. It does contribute to explore beacons, but
fight over with.
Yeah. Well, now he does
fire suppression.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit of weight has been taken off his shoulders for the flagship, I guess, you know.
Fire suppression isn't as bad as people think it is. I mean, it's not something you'd usually want to buy, but there's a myth going around from a long time ago that it's mantis speed. It's actually crystal speed.
Right, which is what? That's a 0.8 reduction or something, or like a what is it?
0.83, so 83% the speed of a human, but that's like on every single tile that has a fire.
Right.
And so he's going to shields hack, presumably. Well, he doesn't have the pre-ignite, of course. He's going to dump flak into shields.
Oh, he's depowered his shields there. Okay, and he's letting the boarding drone take down his med bay.
This would be bad.
Oh, the beam. Yeah, the beam swiped. Yeah, he took down his shields there. Oh, is it going to get... Okay, it misses weapons barely.
And of course, once it's lit up, you can't stop it.
Oh, his cloaking is down. Oh, the power surge. Oh my god, he dodges the beam shot from the drone.
Protect the glaive beam.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, yes, you can. Protect the glaive beam.
Yeah, either way. Either one works, but... oh man, oh my god, brutal. He's gonna be able to jump. Is he gonna jump, or is he gonna stay and take the damage? Okay, I think he wants to just finish it now.
Maybe
power surge is over.
Jump at the point that
oh wow, 6 hull 5. Okay, shield's coming up before the beam hits. Nice. Okay, all right, I think he's
gets hit by another beam.
The flagship beam, it's so close. Oh, okay, shields are up. Yeah, he's gonna finish it. Yes, he's waiting to fire his beam. Okay, go around, annihilate. Oh, he wanted a crew kill. Oh, smart. Okay, he held off on firing the beam.
Really cool-headed play there. Maybe making use of pause that he doesn't normally get the option to do. To say well, it doesn't matter how bad the fight felt. If you're not at any risk right now, maybe you just take that extra second or two.
Exactly. Yeah, and as Dribrat says, 5 hull. Why is that familiar? Rand going into the final phase of the flagship with the same amount of hull that I had.
In your fight?
Yeah, I went into phase 3 with 5 hull. 5 hull on Slug C, I believe it was. So Yeah, and I have been in this exact situation on Stealth B in one of my streak runs, actually. I think I went into phase 3 with 8 hull on my first cycle Stealth B run. So, spicy.
We really have to hope that he gets a good first shot at the Zoltan shield.
Right, and we also want good timing on the surge here. We want to be able to dodge the surge with the second missile volley, or he can use pausing to see where the missiles are hitting, which is what I do in every flagship fight. I do pauses to see where the where the missiles are going to hit and determine from there if I need to cloak or not.
It's not very likely, unfortunately, that the Zoltan shield will go down in one volley.
Yeah, it's possible, but yeah,
7 flak shots against probably 38% evasion. I don't know how many crew they've got left.
Yeah,
38% evasion.
All right, so he uses mind control counter. Okay, so they board into the empty room. He's going to be able to vent those borders, but they're going into weapons. That's very inconvenient. It's going to reduce the charge time of his weapons. Oh man. Okay, so let's see. Is he going to cloak now? Is he going to wait? Let's see. He's going to wait. Okay, so he's doing what I did. Yeah. Oh, nice. Oh, so he cloaks now. He's going to use the glaive beam, but he's not going to use the flak yet. He's killing the borders in the vented weapons room. Okay, good. The borders are almost done with.
He might even be keeping his options open for jump away and a reset if he gets a really bad flak against the Zoltan shields.
Yeah, 100%. And that's definitely... Oh, and the power surge was good timing. Good.
By the flak.
Oh, yeah, he's got his flak up. His borders back into weapons. He's not firing his flak yet.
He is using pause, though, which is good.
Yeah, he's going to be running. Okay. Okay, so he is using abduction strats here, which, you know, for the chatters who might be unfamiliar with that, it's a strategy you can use when you are not necessarily able to crew kill the first couple of phases of the flagship. You can let them board your ship until all of them are off their ship, and then jump back to the base. It requires fighting phase 2 at the base, and then, you know, once you finish phase 2, they jump away. And then
so the way you set up for that is typically you're going to be fighting phase 1 at the base, although not always. And then when phase 1 jumps away, if you want to use this strategy, then you don't go after it, you wait for it to come back to you.
Yeah, and actually earlier, I think on my Slug C run, I think I fought the flagship away from base on phase 1, but then I fought it at the base for phase 2, which is a nice time saver. It saved maybe a few seconds, so.
Yeah, and there are times that it's worth thinking about if phase 2 is actually more dangerous to you. Like maybe you have a boarding build that's slow, but you have bypass, then you might actually want to flip that around.
Yeah, 100%. And that's actually, you bring up a really good point, which is that often, depending on your build, phase 2 of the boss can actually be more dangerous.
There's a comment from Kasalian. I actually missed this, but Kasalian saying that Rand counter mind controlled his own crew while enemy crew were in the room. Was that a 1 in 3?
Oh, yeah.
Assuming there were 2 enemy crew in the room, which I think there were. Mind control targets a room. Your mind control targets a random room. Sorry, the room that you click on. The enemy mind control is actually not quite like that. So you can't weight the odds by bunching crew in different rooms that will randomly target one of your crew. But if that's a huge. Did he just get his first
survive the power surge? Yes.
First
out of cloak. Yeah.
He's in
and he's through his own shield. Okay. There's hope. There's a chance. Sorry, what were you saying?
Well, I should probably pay attention to
no, you're good. Yeah, so the missiles. Okay, here come the missiles. He has 4 hull. Okay.
He can tank this if he has to, but he can't take any more damage.
Oh, 3 out of 3 hits at 40 dodge. That's really bad. And there's a fire and piloting. He needs to take that out.
Upgraded.
He needs to put that down immediately.
The pilot upgrade cost him the run.
Oh man.
Not that would be his fault, but.
So he's looking a little distressed here. He's like, what the fuck do I do?
He has to fire out.
Yeah, and he has to swipe missiles with piloting. He just needs to get 1 more volley in, but the missiles, oh man, the missiles. Okay, cloaking is going to come off cooldown though. I think he's going to get this.
And if
fires out in piloting. Oh yes, 3 health.
He's got it if he does a long
Yeah.
cloak.
Okay, he's gonna let the lasers hit, and then here comes the power surge. Oh, he does a regular cloak, but
He was able to
yeah,
one.
he was at 75. Okay, wait, no. The mind control happened just after. And that's a GG for Rand. Let's fucking go. GG.
Win.
Well played, Rand. Holy shit.
Congratulations there. Yeah, that's
And
quite something.
that is the second the second one hole victory here today, which is incredible. Keeping in style.
Mind control, if you have enemy crew in the room with your mind controlled crew, then you might well just get their crew instead of yours, and then they still fight each other.
Yep.
So there are ways around that. You can vent your mind controlled crew out, for example.
Yeah, and I made that same. I made that blunder, and I mind controlled my mind controlled crew on phase 3 of the flagship on my stealth B run a while ago, and I actually accidentally like mind controlled the enemy crew, so my guy was still mind controlled. Anyways, the TED Talk is over, as Kassalian has said in the DM.
So with me being super distractible, I think we're relying on Kassalian behind the scenes to be looking up the times and the scores.
Yes. Yeah. So
Farb finished a long way ahead of Rand.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to go to a quick 2-minute break. Kassalian's going to tally the scores, and we will be right back. Give us about 2 to 3 minutes for the final scores, and I'm going to use the restroom. So quick break, everyone.
See you shortly.
All right, we are back. Welcome back, everyone. Hope you all enjoyed.
Okay, welcome back.
Runs.
We could not have had more exciting runs. So, Rand, how did you feel about your run there with Stealth B?
It was terrible, but any win is a good win on Stealth B. So I'll tell you, Farb is talking about trying to go fast. Going fast is a totally different beast in this thing. That was fun and a challenge, man.
Well, I was everything I could see. I thought it was really well played on a tough ship and in the format, and both getting wins as well is great. And Farb, you got quite a special run there.
I did, yeah. It was something, man. I saw that pre-igniter in the store, and I just decided to go for it if I could come back to the store.
I thought we weren't using the crow get a free weapon or pre-igniter button. I thought
hey, I had to earn that pre-igniter, all right?
And
it was before hacking shields. It was like I'm doing it. I'm going in.
Yeah, and Rand, we noticed there near the end, I think it was after phase 2, or maybe phase 1, you jumped away and tried to take another ship fight, which is where you got fire suppression, which was epic, of course. And we were wondering, did you do that for the score purposes, or did you do that for scrapped up?
No, I felt so far behind in scrap. I took one extra jump and then another jump, trying to get a ship fight to get enough scrap to get. I can't remember if I got an extra engine. I got power. I think I got doors, and I'm pretty sure doors saved me from the 4 borders that I had to do the abduction strats to survive.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was thinking that it actually might be a pretty good play to farm more fights, even if you're going to go super fast, to farm a bit more at the end, because the amount of scrap that you get from individual fights is worth a lot more in Sector 7 and Sector 8.
Very true, yeah.
Oh, and Mr. Keese in the chat actually just pointed out that fire suppression may have actually saved the run. Just because
I was at 1 health.
The fire and piloting, the fire and piloting actually was
really good.
On your ship.
Yeah, I moved my second human there, but without the suppression, it might have burned.
Or was it just a 1-tile fire?
I think it was a 1-tile fire, but I did have level 2 piloting, so it was probably close.
I feel like it stayed at 1-tile fire, but it meant you had an extra crystal effectively fighting.
And it did let my second human probably run back to weapons and maybe charge faster, so it might have been huge there.
Yeah, very huge.
Well, that was an incredibly tense win, and very well played to get out of that situation. And Farb very well played, of course, to find all the right times to make all of the right choices and get so far ahead.
Thanks.
Amazing. So are we ready to reveal the scores?
I on pins and needles, I don't know who won with how close it was.
Just going from left to right as I see them, Rand, your tournament score is 149.15. And Farb, you are at... Oh, have you got the new ones? Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. You put them up.
It should be on the screen there, yeah.
74.17. So the old ones were 149 and 1168. So maybe not as big a gap as you might have expected.
Right.
With how much faster Farb was.
Yeah, that 54-minute run, Farb. That's impressive.
Yeah.
I think if it could have been faster, it would have been closer to that 200 range, right? But I don't know, man. I tried pushing so hard, and then I kept.
You must have been really low scrap too, right?
Yeah, it was like 1320 or something like that.
Yeah, and I'm 1344, so it's close.
Well, so you can't just go fast from the beginning, or you'd just die.
Right.
Cheers to you.
Yeah.
GG cookie time.
GG cookie time. Let's go. All right, so
that was fun.
Without further ado, I think we are ready to reveal the ships we have picked.
Rematch.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So and I believe for the chatters, I believe we are planning on doing one more run. So if Rand wins this one, we'll call it a tie. You know, maybe there'll be a tiebreaker at some point.
Maybe I'll get the pre-igniter this time.
That's tentative, though. Obviously, I mean, but and then if Farb wins, you know, he just wins outright. So let's see how this one goes. Yeah. All right. So Mike, do you want to go first? What ship did you pick?
Yeah, I'm going to go with something a little bit easier. Let's go for Lanus A.
Please. All right.
Okay. I have selected NGC. Got to give you guys a break.
Some hacking ships, huh?
I like it.
Is that chat's Crystal B there?
And that'll be...
Oh, is it Kassalian? Okay.
Kassalian had to make sure chat.
Yeah, we decided chat isn't old enough to play with sharp knives.
So do I, since I'm lost, I get to choose again, is that right?
I don't know how this works, but that sounds okay to me.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
You choose whether or not you ban a ship first or Farb bans.
All right. I'm gonna pass again, Farb. You get first ban again.
I don't want to play Crystal B.
Same.
Pretty simple.
I think I gotta get some blades going here. So let's ban the NG and let's go Lanus.
All right, Lanus A it is. Okay, and I will be providing a seed this time. So whenever you guys are ready, I will provide that.
I'm good.
All right, I think I'm ready for the seed.
All right, here we go. The seed is 803 398.
Golden ratio?
Yeah. Keeping in theme with Mike's choices.
I like it.
Okay.
If you take a shell and divide it into the spiral into like rectangles and so on, that will be the ratio that you get.
Yeah, keeping actually thematically with the Fibonacci sequence.
It shows itself in nature as well.
The ratio of the terms of the Fibonacci sequence approach the golden ratio towards infinity. Anyway, sorry.
I feel like we're very nerdy in this stream.
Sorry, I digress. Let's play FTL. Forget all that nerdy shit.
All right, so have we both got the same seed? Yes, that looks correct. So, are we ready to go, players?
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
All right.
Ready to go.
3, 2, 1, go.
All right, and Rand and Farb are now muted and deafened, so they're not going to be able to hear us.
So, any thoughts about this? Any thoughts about this ship from you?
Any thoughts about this ship? Well, I honestly kind of see it as like a little bit of a. It feels kind of like Kestrel C's sort of like dark twin or like their doppelganger, you know, evil twin. It does start with hacking. I think it's one of 3 ships in the game that starts with hacking. So that's already like huge, you know. That's that increases the consistency so much. And I can't say I'm a fan of Chain Laser, but with Ion Stunner, you have a pretty decent weapon system to start out. And then obviously, you know, having 3 crew with 2 Lanius allows you, and this is something I did in my previous streak run with this. You're able to go, you know, boarding strats with your 2 Lanius. It can be very strong. So
Yeah,
there's a lot of versatility.
Quite good on this ship, I would say.
Yeah.
It's not one of the strongest. Like, it's nothing like Crystal A.
No.
But you're very good against automated ships. The oxygen drain can be quite useful. Sometimes you can kind of occupy a weapons room, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, right. And on my, like I said, on my previous Lanus A run, which was a very weak run, but I did go boarding strats, and I actually got mind control. So I kind of made it into like Lanus B2.
Oh, interesting.
Nice. Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot you can do with Lanus boarders. They're very strong. Not the strongest boarding crew in the game. I don't know. Do you feel? Would you say that Crystal crew are the best boarders outright, or would you say?
Oh, unquestionably.
Right.
It's not even.
I mean, I agree. Yeah.
Like if you have a choice with boarding, the answer is always more crystals if you have the option.
100%. Yeah. Yeah.
Don't board with crystals and mantis if you have crystals that you could put in there instead.
100%. And this was something I actually discussed with Emperor Badger. He was watching my stream a while ago, and he mentioned that he's talked to some people who prefer like 2 crystals, 2 mantis for boarding on Crystal B, and I just think that's not right. Like I
think where those people are coming from is they like the damage output that mantis have against crew, but what I'm looking to do with boarding, whether I can. Oh, Rand's got an Ion Intruder in this fight.
Ooh.
Thankfully, he can go into shields.
Yeah, he stopped the damage there barely.
I'm looking for control.
Right.
Everything I do in the game, if I possibly can, I'm looking for control of fights. And crystal lockdown with boarding, especially if you have 2 or more, gives you so much control.
It's incredible.
It has gone into shields.
Oh, okay.
The heavy laser is still up.
And he should be able to get it down. There he goes. He gets it down. Okay. Yeah, very sketchy though. No, I totally agree, Mike. And so crystal lockdown keeps enemies out of rooms for 12.5 seconds, I believe, which is just
12 seconds.
Right there. Just 12. Okay, so that's actually just about the amount of time needed to punch down a system with 1 boarder.
Yeah. So
but when you have
slightly under that, so all other things being equal, you won't quite say 2 system damage from 1 crystal in another crew.
Right.
Unless
but you know,
some other way. Rand's already picked up the shield buffer.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
For a bit of safety.
Farb sitting
this ship to me feels a lot like Slug C, actually.
Yeah.
I think it's
me too.
more consistent than Slug C because it's not nearly as weak to Zoltan shields in the early game, but of course it doesn't have mind control.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It feels kind of like a blend between Kestrel C and Slug C. Has affinities with both. But yeah, no, to your point about, you know, crystals, I totally agree with that. Yeah, the thing is on Crystal A and B, those ships both have at least two crystals, right? And with Crystal B, you're generally going to be boarding with 3. And so you have guaranteed ability to punch down any system you want at the start of the fight.
He's managed to do enough.
What did you say?
This rigger nearly ran away from Farb.
Oh yeah, nice. But he's pulled all of the crew. Very nice. Good play by Farb.
One of the things you can do on this ship is, and especially maybe in regular play rather than the tournament, is use the stunner potentially to get some crew kills.
Yeah.
If you see the opportunity.
Yeah, and that turns into kind of a pick your poison scenario, as someone pointed out to me recently, where and maybe it was Kassalian. I was talking to him about this sort of tournament setting, and the sort of context in which you might want to crew kill is very much a situational thing where you got to make sure that it's worthwhile, you know, to spend that extra time.
Rand
every second
selling
counts.
the respirators. What's he going to do with that scrap? Is he going to upgrade his
Okay.
shields? Yeah, so he's already up to 2 shields.
Very nice, very nice. That's a really strong
2
buy.
shields
Really.
attacking and plenty of drone parts means you're really safe.
Yeah, 100%. And actually, he's fighting basically the same ship, the same ship. Sorry, that he.
Looks
That,
like it.
yeah, combat 1 drone and a mini beam. Very.
Farb
similar.
actually used a drone hack on that ship so that he could wait for when the drone was about to take down a shield before the mini beam, and then activate it.
Yeah, Farb just got a double reward from an outpost there. And yeah, I think with weapons like this is especially true also like on Slug C, but hacking evasion is very strong. And of course, even maybe counterintuitively, hacking shields is often going to be really strong with just like on Slug C, you just have the chain laser, right? But here you have 3 shots, so evasion is pretty strong.
At least in win rate oriented play, you're going to be hacking weapons on both those ships most of the early fights.
Totally, yeah.
Because the chain laser is really slow, but you offset that with the weapons hack, and any damage you do into weapons will stick because of the hacking doubling repair time.
Right, 100%. Oh, and yeah, someone points out in the chat here, Dribrats points out Farb is delaying the shields upgrade. I think he's greeting for potentially getting a good buy at the store here.
Yeah, very smart play, because while I wouldn't do it in a normal game, wanting to maximize win rate and just be ultra super safe, you do have hacking, so there's not too many fights that can really kill you early in the game. You'd have 100%. To be quite lucky.
Yeah, right. And those fights that would kill you are going to kill you anyways, whether or not.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I mean, a lot of fights that kill you with 1 shield don't even harm with
no,
2.
That's true. That's true.
But
yeah, I misspoke.
In this format, taking some smaller risks can really pay off.
All right, yeah, Farb and Rand here at the same beacon, actually. Rand has just finished this fight. Farb is currently in the process of dispatching the enemy ship. So Rand going into this next store with 34 scrap, Farb with 95. Oh, okay. Oh, there's a flak 1. There's a flak 1. So what is Rand? Is Rand going to sell the chain laser for the flak 1? He can. He has 1 extra scrap to spare. Wow. It's kind of, I mean, I don't know. It's a little sketchy here. Let's see what he does. He's going to do it. Wow, okay.
It's more projectiles, and it is a lot faster. He's lost time damage.
What'd you say?
It's more projectiles. 1 more projectile. It's a lot faster as well, but he has lost targeted damage against small rooms.
Right.
And there you might see the benefit of Farb's slightly less super safe play, hoarding a little bit, and then he can
the chin scratching
right from the store, assuming it has it.
Assuming it has
working.
I think that's what he's going to do. Yep, snap buys the flak. Okay, so Farb is definitely ahead in offense here. He sells the respirators. I think he's maybe going to get shields level 4 as well. And Rand has opted to go NG2 over Abandoned 2 here. Both viable options for sure, because Abandoned 2 is one of the more lucrative and safe sectors early, I think. You don't see any super dangerous ships in Lanus sectors. I mean, obviously, Lanus scouts can be very dangerous, of course. They can have flak 1s.
Lanus scouts are generally okay, but they are a bit of a wild card if they roll hacking.
Exactly, yes. They can
40% chance in sector 2.
Yeah. They can certainly. Ooh, Farb taking a beam with a fire into weapons there. Okay. All right, he's sending all 3 to repair the weapons there. Yeah, you're right. The wild card is a great word to use there. I agree with that. Oh, and Farb even delaying shields further for a weapon upgrade. Wow, so he has weapons 4. He's going flak plus chain laser. Okay, he is going very much like offense is the best defense here. Oh, and Rand actually opted. I'm sorry, I misspoke. Rand opted for the Abandoned here because he knows he's going to get more fights, more scrap, and he knows that Abandoned 2 is not going to be super dangerous compared to later Abandoned sectors.
My guess would be that Farb might not choose this particular upgrade path in a regular game, but he has weapons to upgrade into. And
Okay, Farb has just opted to take the fuel for drone parts deal that Rand did not take. So
Interesting.
Farb is now at 9 drone parts.
NG
18
sector
fuel.
instead of the abandoned.
Oh, okay. So we're seeing. Okay, so he got this ship fight with a pirate. We're seeing Farb take a totally different sector path, right? Or sorry, did he jump into the NG sector?
Farber's just gone into the NG sector.
Oh wow, okay. I might have missed that. I don't know if I. Huh.
Rand just managing to get that hack off. He was maybe trying to save a drone part.
Oh yeah.
Before the pirate mantis ship jumps away.
Oh yeah. And they're about to repair piloting, aren't they? He's gonna try to. Okay, he got it. He got it down. Nice. Let's go. Oh yeah, and something else that I think would be interesting to talk about, Mike, is the placement of Lanus crew. What do you think about putting Lanus on so when you play a ship that starts with Lanus? Well, yeah, with regards to the play, with regards to this run that both these players are having, but also in general. What do you think about that?
Lanus A.
It looks like Rand has Lanus on engine and weapons, and then Farb has engine and piloting Lanus.
I think you can make arguments either way. My main concern is being able to rush repairs on critical systems being weapons and shields as much as possible. So, I mean, I'm trying to remember what I do now, honestly.
Yeah.
I actually have a mod that just puts my default crew placement order crew arrangement.
Cool. Okay.
I think I prefer actually the human pilot on this ship because then the two Lanius can help each other in weapons or shields more easily.
100%. Yeah. Yeah. On ships like, I think you're right. It's a difficult balance to find in terms of because having a Lanius manning a system does give it a lot of safety from boarders, right? But then it's like your non-Lanius crew are gonna just take a bunch of damage if they need to come help repair. So it's kind of
and in this case,
for sure.
Your Lanius crew outnumber your non-Lanius crew.
Yeah.
So if you're going to rush repairs with 2, you might want them to be near the systems. So the engines Lanius can very quickly go down into weapons. If you're going to be doing that with 2 and you want to put a 3rd in, well, the air is going to be empty really fast anyway, so maybe that doesn't make so much difference.
Yeah, and actually, I think I probably go more for what Rand is doing with his crew positioning, engines and weapons Lanius.
Yeah, I think that's what I have.
What you can also do is actually open the doors between weapons and doors and prevent your doors room so boarders can't go into doors. But that's not super. I mean, that's not always necessary, but it's just a little thing you can do. Kind of on
a missile cell event. The stream quality is breaking up a bit for me, but I think I could see that. Farb's at another store.
He gave away 7 missiles for 32 scrap. And Dribrats points out in the chat, Farb is still delaying his shields.
Yeah, he's got a heavy laser. He's picked up a heavy laser 2 somewhere.
Yeah, heavy laser 2. Oh my gosh. Okay, huge. And just Farb is just hammering the offense. He is not upgrading shields or engines. Is he going to get the shield buffer here?
One more weapons upgrade. That's going to be a lot of damage online.
And Farb has finally gotten a shield buffer here, so that is the first bit of scrap that Farb has spent on defense here.
To safety, he is at 10 hull after all.
Right. Oh, and there he goes. He's gotten shields level 4. Okay, so he has his second shield bubble right before the asteroid field too. So that's going to give him a lot of safety here. Oh wow, and it looks like Farb. Wait, so, and this is actually interesting. This was pointed out by someone recently in a stream chat. I forget where. Maybe it was Rand's stream yesterday. But Farb and Rand, despite going abandoned and NG respectively, not respectively, but they went different sectors. But the sector map has generated the same way.
It generated the same beacon placement.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah,
and I would expect that to happen because it doesn't. Given that you will never see the other sector when you're playing normally, I would expect them just to generate 1, if you see what I mean. And
exactly.
The next step is filling it with events.
Right. It's less resource intensive on your computer's memory as well, and just probably more efficient coding or whatever. the
It just
actual.
seems like there's no reason at all to ever generate 2 sectors. There's no difference between sectors in the minimum and maximum number of beacons that they can have. I think
Right.
it's between 19 and 24 from memory, determined by an algorithm that I could describe. But point being, you don't need to know anything about the specifics of the sector in order to generate the layout and the connections.
Oh, Rand is Rand spent some time deliberating there between Uncharted 3 and Zoltan Homeworlds 3, but I think he made a safer choice.
It's gone
going
Uncharted.
Uncharted. Yeah.
He does have
Instant
his
score.
hacking at level 2, maybe using that, given he doesn't have a lot of other offense to upgrade into.
Yeah, and he's shaking his head at the weapons there. There was a repair bomb, I believe it was a heavy ion, and then some other bomb. And
Yeah, that's
he
not the
did
story.
not like either of those. Yeah, maybe you consider heavy ion here, but it's probably not worth it. No. And Farb, I think, is still clearing up the end of Sector 3, if I'm not. Oh, sorry, Sector 2, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so Rand is actually in a safe fight here, so see how he deals with this. And Farb is going to finish off that Rebel Invader. Nice. Let's see where Farb is on his map here. No, I'm sorry, I misspoke. So he is in NG3 again. Yes, yeah, he had choice of Uncharted or NG, and so yeah, both players at about really the same point in the runs right here. So the big difference I feel like is going to come down to, what they're going to be finding in stores coming up. Are they going to find their systems that they want? Good offense. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, you already start with hacking, so your need for systems is less. I mean,
That is true.
Very good to have them, but especially in this format, Farb might just choose to upgrade into the heavy laser 2
100%.
earlier, whereas Rand doesn't really have anything to upgrade into yet.
Right. And Rand gets a low roll there on his attempt to follow and help them event in the Nebula. That is I believe, a 1 in 3 chance of finding crew, if I'm not mistaken. If you have a teleporter, you're guaranteed to get the crew there. And maybe long range scanners or improved sensors gives you a ship fight there. I'm not sure. But yeah, no crew for Rand. Ooh, takes a hit in the engines there. Okay, let's see what's going on with Farb. Farb is considering that surrender. No, he doesn't take it. It was 5 fuel and 7 missiles, but he's okay. Free system repair drone for Farb. It's a free 15 scrap to sell to store, unless he goes drone.
A low scrap running auto scout.
Yeah, I hate these. These are so annoying. Let's see. He has piloting down, so he's gonna. Yeah, okay. So they're not running anymore for now. He has 37.5 seconds before the auto ship repairs itself.
Yes, and then it'll become 75 with the hacking.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah. Dribrats points out Farb honestly does have kind of he has an 8 power weapon setup that could take him to the end of the game here. So and Farb gets the NG virus event. So he goes for the Lanus blue option there. I think that is equivalent to the level 1 hacking blue option. I could be wrong though. He gets low scrap and a drone reactor boost.
Oh, sorry, my chat for some reason was paused rather than scrolling. There's a question about the sector layouts. Do you think that the sector layout holds true, considering that I think they try and group nebulas in the purple sectors? Nebula generation is a bit complicated. What it actually does is the individual sectors are defined by lists of like grouped events. So like lists of events that have names, and some of them start with nebula. So for example, nebula _ neutral. All of those ones that start with nebula are hoisted to the top, and those are populated first. And as those beacons are populated, the map graphics are generated for them. And then there's an extra weird thing that happens where if during this process the game decides that the nebula map graphics are kind of overlapping another beacon, then that gets converted into a nebula beacon as well for kind of visual consistency or whatever. And then that pulls from the default neutral nebula list. So the answer to that is essentially no. The beacon layout doesn't depend on the sector. It's the nebula stuff gets populated later. And then all the other events, after the nebula stuff is generated, the other events will be generated top to bottom as well.
So it looks like Rand just picked up a Breach 2 bomb from the store there, which is a pretty good get, I think. Regardless, people, I think Breach 2 is maybe in its element as a boarding support weapon, but it's incredibly strong with any weapon system, honestly, because I think it's a guaranteed breach, right? And then it's
guaranteed breach. It's 3 system damage, so it's a little bit on the slow side, and as a bomb, it's a little bit power hungry, but it packs a punch.
Absolutely,
so both breach 2 and small bomb can be very good on gunships as well.
Yeah. Ooh, Farb picks up a free
charge laser 1, so he has a good selection of weapons. He's got his 2 online. He's swapping the charge laser for the chain laser, which makes sense.
I like that call, yeah. But yeah, his weapon system is very potent right now. I mean, 5 power weapon system. He has a flak 1 and a heavy 2.
So and here we're seeing with Farb one of the powers of these kind of weapons of heavy laser 2 and hacking is you can get a lot done with an evasion hack.
Absolutely.
Like the flak is taking care of the shields, and then it's 4 damage and a 51% chance of either fire or breach into the system. So it's just shredding enemy weapons.
Yeah, and the great thing is his weapons are so fast as well that with that evasion hack, enemy weapons are probably only going to get off once before you totally disable them with the heavy 2.
Is maybe not fire at all.
Average Chicken Song asked, what is the breach chance for breach 1 versus breach 2? And yeah, Tyler the driver correctly points out they are both 100%.
Would anyone like to tell me what they think the breach chance is for breach missile?
I was just about to say that. Yeah. Anyone want to take a wager?
Don't look up the wiki. That's cheating.
Or don't use Mike's tooltip mod.
So we've got a 75%.
Okay. Yeah, this is funny. I actually don't know. But I
the choice of what system do you want hacked?
Oh yeah. So this event where the slug makes you choose your hack. This is interesting because there's each choice has a different reward outcome, I believe.
That's right.
Yeah. One is it just depends on what you choose. I don't know the choices off the top of my head, but I know they're different. So
yeah, Tyler the driver has got it in chat. It's breach missile is actually 56% chance of breach, and that is because it has a nominal 80% chance of breach. I think it's 80%, but then it also has a 30% chance of fire. And when a weapon can do both fire and breach, the fire gets rolled first, and you cannot have a single shot cause both effects. So if it does cause a fire, then it will not be causing a breach.
Right. Yeah. That's something that I noticed in Multiverse, actually. I was watching Ratman play some Multiverse recently, and in Multiverse, the weapons have adjusted. They have the breach and fire chances adjusted, I think, which is an interesting addition there. Show you a little bit more of an accurate reading of the weapon's breach versus fire chance. Sorry, so you said.
I can confirm that hair is permissible in the tournament.
Yeah, the tournament is open to anyone who wants to play.
And you may think that M is wearing a wig because it just looks that damn good, but it is actually his own hair, I believe.
Thank you. No, yes, I am not bald yet. I probably will go bald. It turns out that so baldness is like a Y chromosome hereditary gene or whatever, or it's determined by a Y chromosome related. I don't fucking know genetics like that, but basically my dad and my mom's dad
his own shop
are bald, so I'll probably go bald. Oh yeah, okay, crazy shop here. Let's see. What were those augments? Let's see. Is he gonna buy an NG here?
Buying an NG.
I need to shave their head. I need to shave my head. Yeah. I've thought about it. Sometimes it's annoying to wash your hair.
Still sitting on hacking level 1. That was a
Oh, Farb with the cloaking.
Yeah, has to be cloaking.
Farb, huge. Huge. Is he gonna is he gonna sell the chain laser to get cloaking 2 up a little earlier?
Scanners as well.
Oh, you got scanners. That's gonna be huge for him to find more fights, more scrap. And this is a point where I think Farb's improved offense over what Rand has here is going to be is what's really helping him pull away in terms of the speed of the run here. We're seeing Farb almost at the end of Sector 4 Slug, and I think Rand, I believe Rand opted for Slug as well, though I can't say I remember for sure. Well, that's huge. Yeah, Farb is already in a really good spot. He just needs to get his hacking and cloaking up, and Farb is going to be in a really good spot.
It feels to me that in this format, greeding a little bit in the early game for early stores would make a lot of sense.
Yeah. Someone pointed that out earlier, actually. I think it might have been Dribrats. You actually, it probably makes sense to, be super greedy in Sector 1 and do kind of what Farb did. Don't buy second shield because you get that free reset. So you can cash that in. And I don't think that's necessarily...
Yeah, that's something that I'd thought about when people have talked about how to handle Sector 1 nastiness. Yeah. I feel it is potentially a disadvantage of the system that we have, that if players wanted to, they could kind of exploit that to their advantage. Yeah. And it's like, well, they can take all of the risk and none of the consequences.
Right.
On the other hand...
Rand has Farb scrap. Sorry to interrupt, but Rand does have Farb scrap. Sorry to interrupt.
I don't feel like the players are really trying to super exploit that. I think it's pretty reasonable in this kind of inherently slightly fast and loose format to play a little bit risky anyway, not super risky.
And Rand buys a second another chain laser. He brings it back onto the ship. And Kasalian is asking me, Mike, would the two of you still go greedy if Sector 1 restart was not a thing?
I think I'd go semi-greedy because, I mean, not that I'd be any good in this format, but one should, on the grounds that you're not just trying to maximize your chance to win the run, you are trying to beat the opponent.
Right.
And if they get a better score, then you have lost. So right. I think taking risks that you wouldn't normally take without taking super crazy risks, I think that would make sense strategically, regardless. Yeah. And for that reason, I think maybe we don't need to worry so much about the Sector 1 reset issue.
Right.
Like, I don't know how much difference it's going to actually make to the behavior of players, and we could kind of overthink how much of a problem it might really be. Ultimately, we're trying to have a good time with these runs and to some extent mitigate some of the worst excesses of FTL's RNG.
Right. Yeah. I think that one, because as we know, Sector 1 is I think it's actually the most dangerous sector in the game, right?
I think especially if you're looking at top level play in terms of win rate, maximizing it, and consistency, then I think Sector 1 is probably the most dangerous part of the game.
Right, and so I think in this context where this tournament is, it's about sort of a competitive one-on-one setting of FTL, but it's also about entertainment, right? And I think to the Sector 1, you get an extra life basically in Sector 1, and I think that's a good buffer to have just for the sake of, just keeping things more sort of like watching someone just die instantly on, like a stealth ship or something.
It feels pretty bad to watch, a big win streak go down to some absolute BS in Sector 1. Right. But that's part of the game, and it's a necessary part of the game to maintain interest at that level of play. But in this format, it just, to have one player get, double tapped in their shields and then just murdered or something versus some of the other it doesn't feel good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I do think that, excuse me. I do think that the idea or the fact of having that option you get an extra life in Sector 1, basically. I think that provides a little bit more of a yeah, just evens things out a little bit more, I guess. And I think whether or not
just pick up in the store.
What did he pick up?
Mind control, I think.
Oh, mind control, yeah. And he also he picked up a heavy one. He sold his Ion Stunner for a heavy one a few seconds ago, so that's going to be big. So now his offense is actually looking really good. Yeah, that's really nice. Farb's still at level 1 engines here, which I guess makes sense. I like to upgrade engines pretty early on ships that start with level 1, but obviously, you know, he has more pressing things to consider upgrading in terms of like this format.
It's certainly a very cheap upgrade for 10 scrap, and there's a pretty big difference between charging your FTL in bad fights.
Yeah, 100%. Oh, Rand is up against a pretty nasty ship here. He has no cloaking, so he has to go for the weapon hack here and then pray that the enemy ship does not dodge all of his shots. And this is kind of the sucky thing about Chain Laser here. He could have already fired his volley, you know, 5 seconds before when he had to wait, if he had like a burst 1 or a burst 2 or something.
Is it allowed to have the Rebel progress lines? Yes, that's part of the setup for this tournament. So all players are playing on a standard hyperspace mod pack.
Oh, and we just saw something interesting from Farb there. That was actually, I think, the first instance of one of the players today in general. I don't know about Hurpix, but they're like cloning their crew, right? I don't think Rand has cloned any of his crew. And cloning crew is a very time-consuming task, right? So it's definitely something that you have to. It's a very weighty decision. You know, you're thrown away if you clone one crew. That's 12 seconds with a level 1 clone bay. So
unless you decide to risk it and continue jumping, to cloning.
Yeah, right. That's definitely an option. So let's see. Let's get a sector update here from Farb. Okay, so he just got a nice double reward. I think that was a Mantis or pirate fight. Let's see. So he's in Sector 5 Mantis. Oh, so that was a Mantis ship.
Oh, I need to pay more attention to those bars that Kasalian has helpfully put up at the top of the screen. They're actually quite nice.
Yeah. And let's see. Rand's about to finish this fight. Okay, nice. Let's see what sector Rand is in. I think he's in Slug 5, if I'm not mistaken. Does he get this 14 scrap reactor? Looks like, yeah, he went for the 14 scrap reactor. Okay. Probably not a bad choice. Okay, so he's in Slug 5. So they're both coming to the end of Sector 5 here. And I think he's skipping a store, which is probably not a bad idea. It's not like he can really afford much anyways.
Maybe is he thinking about this crew kill? I think it's too slow, personally, but...
Yeah, it is going to take a lot of extra time. He's going for weapons first. He was a little early there on firing his non-chain laser weapons. Okay, but he got the charge offline, so the fight is safe for now, so he can focus on taking away their defenses. All right, Farb is okay. He's not taking the extra empty.
Farb is skipping beacons now.
Yeah, he's rolling.
So I think he's following good to his word on wanting to take the kind of hollow speedy run approach of get what you need and then go.
Oh, you were right earlier, Mike. This enemy is a pirate assault and it has level 2 piloting. So I was thinking of the instigators.
Yeah, I think it is the instigators from memory.
Yeah, right. Okay, so Rand takes another reactor deal for 3 missiles and 2 drone
people in chat who want to know these things, I can pimp my own website.
Yes, Mike's website that he's about to link is an incredibly helpful resource. I use it all the time in my runs, and Mike will probably do it more justice explaining the sort of the idea behind it.
It has almost every enemy ship in the game. The baby flagship and the actual flagship are actually missing, and I think the unique. I can't remember if the unique rock assault is there, but essentially a lot of information about enemy ships, particularly their system level ranges in different sectors and other stuff.
There's an elite rock assault. What is the elite rock assault?
It's the
I've never seen that.
West.
Oh, that guy. Oh, interesting. So it's a different ship layout that generates for the rock home.
Yeah, and I think from memory it has one.
Oh, Ram just gets a free flak.
Free flak.
Free flak. That's huge. Sorry to interrupt.
And you
Yeah,
can
he got
see
the Captain Knight's quest.
about that, and deservedly so. Making good use of that keyboard that Crow sent in.
So he's taking one extra jump here for a little dive into the Nebula exit, but he is so good now. He has 7 shots for 5 power. It's very good.
Flak heavy one that he's got now is such a fast weapon setup.
It's incredible, yeah. And now, I mean, for 8 weapon power, I know I and Rakagak both agree that like halberd flak heavy 1 is one of the best weapon setups, if not the best weapon setup you can get, like for 8 weapon power, just in terms of the speed and damage it can do. So he's 3/4 of the way there, and this setup is already enough to kill the flagship pretty easily, I think.
One of the nice things about having a setup with a halberd beam where everything else is really fast is you can do a boatload of damage, especially the flagship, into shields on the first hack, say, and then you don't have to wait on the halberd for the next stuff, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Or sometimes you can get you can have setups where you have a kind of halfway volley in between the full volleys.
Farb smiling there after getting that crew kill on the rebel fighter. He took a fair bit of damage there, actually.
He's low on again.
He is. He's down to 10. So,
but with the systems he has, he should be fine.
Oh, that was really smart, actually. Farb was just trying to run his Lanius through the fire there to try to refresh them, but I think his one Lanius has 1 health. So unfortunately, he was a little behind. Yeah. Yeah, refreshing your Lanius is a very common sort of thematic struggle on ships that start with Lanius crew, because Lanius can. The most common way that you're going to do that is by letting them out of the airlocks, and that's like that's the special thing about Lanius is they don't take O2 damage. Ooh, Rand gets a free Mantis here, or is he going to take the scrap? Okay, he could have. Got the Mantis. Nice. Could have also gotten for an Engines 4 upgrade there, but he opted for the crew, which I think is acceptable. All right, he destroys the pirates. Oh, does Farb take this? This is a 3-2-2 reactor upgrade. He does take that. Okay, putting him at 6 fuel.
Sleeping Dragon in the chat mentioning that Farb is now off level 1 engines.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he's in the club.
Rand is already at level 4.
More free stuff for Farb. And free stuff for Rand. I think they're in the same sector, aren't they? But maybe they're not in the
sector 6 NG.
Oh, Rand finds cloaking and a halberd. Does he? Oh, does he get the halberd? I think he wants it. I see the temptation. Yes, he's going for it. Does he keep the breach for crew kills on the flagship though? No, he sells it for the halberd. Okay. Well, Rand is committed, but we all know the power of halberd plus flak with hacking. I mean, that's just so effective. And Rand is not lacking for offense here. Farb looks like Farb
bought a whole beam. It looks like.
Oh, and actually, the halberd and the halberd I think was at the store above the one Farb just jumped to. No. Okay, it was the same store. So I guess they rolled different items in the store.
And there's another whole beam. Which he can't afford.
Oh, is Rand gonna get the reloader? Let's see. Does he check the second tab? I don't. Okay, he checks, but it's NG crew. Okay. Does he get the? No, he's not getting the reloader. Okay. He has resisted the temptation. And he accepts fuel for this escort quest, which could give him a fight, could give him scrap or a store opening, I believe. Maybe repairs. Okay, and they're both actually on the same enemy. Their runs have synced back up. We have not seen this in a while, but they are neck and neck here, folks.
Rand's got a weapon pack, which is
intense. That's going to delay him for sure.
He's not returned the favor. He's hacking shields.
Oh, interesting. He feels probably that mind control plus cloaking is just going to let him kill the ship.
Also, is that
right away? So.
Breach missile, so he can cloak it every time anyway.
Yep. Okay, does he take this? No, he's going to wait one more volley. Farb. Oh, the choice of 7 is Rebel Stronghold or Civilian. Looks like Farb.
Stronghold?
Farb went for Stronghold, yeah. Stronghold, okay.
So if he finds the baby flagship here, potentially could be a lot of scrap.
Absolutely. And a delay, a fleet delay, which is going to be epic. Okay. No double reward for Rand there. He goes weapon 6 instead of getting cloaking 2 up. Oh, and that's a dive. Okay.
It's a dive. He's okay.
Dive. Yeah. And more NG free stuff to finish the sector. Not enough to get cloaking 2 up, but he's pretty safe from a dive here, and he has full hull, so he can tank some damage. Oh, and looks like Kassalian has just put up some sector indicators there, which is really helpful for everyone following along in chats. Julian verse, I walk away for like 10 minutes and we go from 3 chain lasers to 0. What the fuck, guys? Well, yeah, we found good weapons. I'm sorry, Julian verse. Okay, and yeah, takes out, gets a halberd shot in on the dive ship here.
Be killing this elite.
Yeah, the score boost is definitely going to be helpful. Oh, and he takes a 94% ASB shot, unless he was maybe slightly late there on the cloak. I'm not sure. I didn't see. It's possible he was slightly late. Okay, well, anyways, 3 damage, not a big deal.
Anyone who's not aware, the ASB evasion check happens the frame that it spawns. So you can't wait and see. As soon as it's on the screen at all, then the evasion has already been determined.
So Rand has gone civilian here instead of Rebel Stronghold. So again, it's the same sector layout.
Both are very good sectors for scrap. Civilian has much better store options. Rebel Stronghold, I would expect to have especially with the baby flagship, to have the higher potential earnings.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you can get some really low roll civilian stuff. Oh, chain laser.
Julian has summoned into existence.
Your calls have been answered. Farb with no mind control counter here against the auto surveyor, but wow, with a double
auto
laser.
assault that Randall here. 4 shields, halberd, 2 combat, 2.
Ooh, that's really rough. But he went for the evasion hack, so he should be able to neutralize most of its dangerous offense here. Okay, he goes for the flak. Nice. Okay, so piloting level 2 means it's still going to dodge some of his shots coming up probably, but the beam drone is out and the the burst 2 is off. So now it's just combat 2 with a halberd. So it's looking much safer. And unfortunately, the dodges there were too strong. But he should take it out in another volley here. Let's see what happens. Yeah, doing a great job of timing out those shots there with the flak and the heavy. Travel times getting so different.
1 hull damage is not something to complain about.
No, very, very nice. Yeah, that's the kind of fight that can spiral very quickly if you aren't, paying attention.
Just goes to show the power of systems. And also strong weapons here, but having hacking cloaking makes even those fights pretty safe.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, Farb has took my eyes off that screen. He's Dribrat's in the chat saying that Farb cloaked too early.
Oh, yeah.
Damage there.
Mm-hmm.
This enemy has a pretty high damage output with 2 Hermes missiles.
Yeah. All right.
And
Farb gets some hull repairs from the quest. Nice. He's not going to go up past 20 because he knows after Sector 7 we get 10 free repairs. Yep, he does a little circle around the 7 there on the sector map. Oh, and he's letting that fire in the empty room next to Clone Bay. Okay, well, now he's putting it out. All right, and Rand is taking care of this auto scout quite easily. So, Mike, if you can remind me off the top of your head, would you happen to remember which of the auto ships? So there's 4 auto ship layout types, right? And then which are the ones that can roll the really crazy high engines, or is it all?
Okay, I think this is really cool. I like to think this was intentional. I believe it was. There are 4 layouts grouped into two visual appearances, 2 sprites. One of them, like this one you see on the screen right here, this is an auto scout. Its sister ship is an auto surveyor. They have the connected rooms, and if you look at the design, they have these really massive, like thrusters or whatever.
Yeah.
Like those giant engine pods. Those are the ones that can have engines.
Oh yeah. Right.
The other ones, the auto assaults and the hackers. So that's the ones with offensive drones and the ones with hacking. They have the disconnected room. So there's the offense is split into 2 rooms. The defense is split into 2 rooms. And there's piloting split in the middle on its own. those ships just get normal evasion. They only go up to level 5. And again, if you look at their design, they look more normal in that sense. So I think it's a really subtle touch by the developers.
Nice. Yeah. Okay.
One other thing about those ships is that the scouts and surveyors, the ones with the big engines, to offset that in gameplay, they also have level 2 piloting max. So in every sector, it will either be level 1 or level 2.
That's really good to know.
So if you do 2 damage into their piloting, then you've knocked out all their evasion.
Thank you for that, Mike. So people in chat said that. Wait, where am I?
Someone asking, are you sure that the auto scouts can't have level 14 engines? It sometimes feels like that. Maybe in mod.
Did Farb fight the baby flagship? Did we miss that? People in chat earlier said look around.
That was as he was
entering
entering the sector.
Oh, okay. So people were just kind of hyping it up. I see.
I don't think I managed to miss that. I wouldn't put it past myself.
Right. That's what like if we missed Farb getting a pre-ignite earlier, what's left for us to miss except for him getting like one of the best events in the game? But that would take longer, so we would have more.
Thinking about from going back to the fight that he left.
Oh yeah.
Rand selling a charge ion. I can understand that with the weapons that he has right now.
What did he sell? Sorry.
Charge ion.
Oh, he got a charge ion. Okay.
It's another double Hermes auto ship.
Oh my god, that's a really shitty ship to fight.
Auto ships will never have breach missiles. It's only going to be Hermes.
Right. And that kind of knowledge that Mike has of ship layouts, you all can have for yourselves. It's all on his website. And I use that website all the time to kind of know what I'm up against, know what I need to target, know what I need to hack, etc. Okay, and Farb takes out pretty much everything in one swipe. But
and the weapons, so the missiles are down.
Yeah, he did. One of the Hermes did shoot there. So
Rand is fighting another elite.
Oh yeah, Rand took another dive. Yeah, and Farb is actually going into Sector 7. I think he's probably going to end up going into Sector 7 with no mind control here. So that could be interesting to see how he handles.
Freebrats in chat mentioning that Farb was using a tactic there to pre-cloak. Maybe on the basis that he only had level 2 engines and no training. But it didn't.
Right. Yeah, for that I think you do probably want cloaking 3. But even so, I don't know if you would have gotten all of the enemy weapons down. Oh, Rand going into Sector 8
already.
So I think he's slightly ahead of Farb here.
Yeah, Farb is still in Sector 7.
Rand barely pulling ahead. Oh my gosh, and he's making a beeline for the base. Yeah, wow. Yeah, and Farb is looking. I mean, they're both looking at a maybe sub 50, like sub 52 Sector 8 entry, but very, very much they picked up the pace compared to the previous run. Obviously, I mean, having this way better ship. Oh, Farb with the 69 scrap. Farb has achieved the 69 scrap reward. Let's go with the nod. And he gives away all this fuel because he knows he's getting free fuel going to
69 on its own, no fuel, no drone parts.
Yeah, he gave away 4 fuel at 8.
Holy hell, this is a fight.
Oh, this is a really dangerous fight. Double heavy laser and a
drone.
Oh, this is
double heavy laser and halberd in asteroids.
Oh man. Wow. Okay, so he's gonna. Okay, so he aims everything into weapons. Yep. Good. Okay, so he has neutralized the combat too, and the halberd here, which are probably the most dangerous parts because that halberd
can do a surprising amount of damage since choosing not to repair beyond 20 at that store.
Yeah.
Like you can understand it, especially in this format. But when he has hacking and cloaking, normally you're not going to be taking a lot of damage.
Right.
But he has done some pretty rough fights.
Yeah, absolutely. And it just goes to show
is Hermes missiles. Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, it goes to show that even when you're at a really, really good point in a run like this, with you have hacking and cloaking and you have excellent weapons, like there are still many situations that can cause you kind of a lot of grief, basically.
And on top of that, the pressure to go fast is going to mean that he doesn't play at the level that he could do if he was taking all of the time.
Right. And Farb exiting Sector 7 with 0 fuel, so he had the perfect amount of fuel there.
He's right back up to 29 of the hull.
He actually the exit beacon of Sector 7 had a repair event. It was a scrap for repairs
right.
or whatever. Yeah. So we might be getting some Last Stand music coming up here from Kasalian. Not sure if he's going to be turning on that music, but both players have made it to Sector 8, and of course, Last Stand is one of the most hyped tracks in the game. So let's see if we get some music. Oh, it's been on for a while. Oh, I just don't hear it. Okay. Nice. All right. Well, man, this is really close. I mean, Rand looks like he's
one other track in the game for the Last Stand, which was Ben Prunty's Night Zen, which is pretty hype as well.
Yeah. I've heard that playing in some of your.
There's a question from Hurpix. Does the Flagship try to run away if you're out of fuel?
Whoa.
I'm pretty sure it does.
Really?
Yeah, I think it does. I think I've seen this or somewhere before, but I'm not 100% sure by any means. That's pretty interesting. I think it does.
That's crazy.
I think you can actually potentially get into a situation where the Flagship continuously runs away from you.
That sounds like a nightmare.
Saying it doesn't run. Well, you could be right. This is not something I remember testing myself. And as Drewrat says, it's quite hard to get into that situation.
Someone on Reddit says it does charge its Laylight on Reddit says it does charge its FTL.
Yeah, Laylight is a good source of information. I think it does, to be honest, but I'm not going to say that with certainty until I've tested it myself.
Yeah, we got to test that.
I've known a lot of people to be very confidently wrong in FTL.
Right.
Occasionally, including myself.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think we're all guilty of that at some point. Rand is trying to do some distraction tactics on. Excuse me, just distraction tactics on those borders and his hacking there, but he's
finding something I didn't test yet. Yeah, Kasalian. There's a lot of stuff that I haven't gotten around to testing, and I tend to prioritize the things that might have a possible gameplay effect.
All right, and Rand is on phase 1 of the Flagship here, and he actually did manage to find that halberd that I was talking about earlier. So he has one of the most potent weapon setups in the game right now that you can find for 8 power.
Yeah, but as this stuff about testing, there's so much still to learn in this game. People think it's all figured out. I need to tell you that it's not.
And Rand with
is obliterating the flag.
Yeah, his weapons are so good. Farbs as well. If he can get that extra 100 scrap to get on weapons 8. Farb's weapons will be complete there. He'll be running the Ion Stunner as well, which will help with the Flagship for sure. And this is another thing that
be close.
Yeah, I think it's going to come down to score, really. But we're going to have to see because both players have gotten a good amount of scrap, but a good amount of free drops. And what I was going to point out is that Rand is letting his crew hang out at like very low health here, which is not something he would normally do at all in a win streak.
But it's just speed, isn't it?
Exactly. You gotta go fast.
Kasalian, the simple example of what I don't know is I don't have in my head a complete map of all the event distributions in different sectors.
Well, you don't have a perfect photographic memory, Mike.
There's a lot to learn about things like event distribution. Like to really know them.
Disappointed, Mike. I thought you knew everything possible about it. And Rand with a very nice 2 damage.
God, he's steaming ahead.
2 damage on the Flagship phase 2 there. So now he just has
over in a blink of an eye.
Yeah, really nice. And yeah, I mean, these weapons on the Flagship are just so good, dude. You just take care of it so fast. Farb on phase 1. Oh my God, it's gonna be so close here.
He's got an O2 hack on level 102. So that's something you might be a bit concerned about.
It's dangerous with a clone bay shot from the lasers, but
as long as you can kill them fast enough, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and he actually goes for the swipe from. Okay, he got lucky there with the heavy laser hits, but he swiped from missiles to piloting rather than the other way around. So he had a little bit lower of an evasion chance there than he could have.
Oh, and as Drew mentioned in the chat, he didn't start with full O2.
Going to 502
early.
Oh, is he going to shoot hacking here, or is he going to just try to finish the fight as soon as possible? I guess he's going to finish soon. He's going to go for the 9
fight. Whole beam there for a 9 swipe.
Yeah, whole
with a
beam.
9 damage swipe on hard mode, going up
Mhm.
from the med bay towards the right to the empty
And
room.
that's a GG cookie time for Rand. Here we go.
Rand has already finished.
55-20 there, I think that was for Rand. So now we're just going to switch over to Farb here. GG to Rand. I'm going to put some GG cookie times in the chat. And let's see how Farb finishes this up. He's waiting at the base here, of course. 17 scrap, so that he can't really upgrade anything, but 30-02 here. He's going straight for the weapons, the shields hack, sorry. There you go. He's going for the hacking drone, the bypass with the defense drone there. Boarding drone into weapons. That's really inconvenient.
I guess at least he's got the double Lanus.
Right. Yeah, Lanus are good against boarding drones because they can tolerate the breaches. Here goes. Weapons are charged up. So he's shooting drones. Okay, he wants to take care of that.
He's not going for the max damage hull beam swipe. He's choosing to take the boarding drone offline instead. And max damage on beam swipes only matters if it means you kill the flagship one cycle faster.
Right.
Which
the thing about phase 2 as well is the flagship has 22 health on phase 2 as opposed to the 20 health it normally has on phase 1 and 3. So it's going to take that little bit of extra time to finish the phase compared to the other 2 phases. But Farb knows that, so he's playing a little bit more safely.
Beam here unless he cloaks, and he saw that.
Nice. Yeah, good call there by Farb. Oh, and he started to fire missiles. So it looks like missiles are down, which is really, really helpful. Cloaking 3 is going to get him through the drone surge here.
So unless he gets really bad luck on dodges, this should be over here.
Okay, and hacking came back up, so that is phase 2. Nice. Let's see if he is going to refill O2 a little bit. Or maybe even vent this human.
Zach Dog in chat wondering why they increase the health for only phase 2, saying it doesn't make sense from a lore perspective. I don't know. I would say that I think it's an interesting gameplay wrinkle. Because there are setups that will one-shot phase 1 and 3, well, after the Zoltan Shield, but they won't one-shot phase 2.
Some people in the chat have pointed out that Rand's name is still above Farb, but I don't know what those people are talking about. This is definitely still Rand.
Yeah, this is Rand's second run. He's playing 2 at once.
Yeah, Rand used the clone bay. His clone came out.
By the way, just in case people in chat didn't know, Farb has actually played 2 no pause runs at the same time and won both of them.
Yeah, that's Rand's.
I'm trying to remember if one of them was a boarding ship. I feel like it was. I think he had 1 gunship and 1 boarding ship.
Oh wait, are you? Is that something Rand actually did? What?
No, it's something that Farb did. He'd
okay.
beaten 2 consecutive no pause games of two concurrent no pause games of FTL.
Oh my god!
So he'd do this thing where he'd start the fights at the same time, basically.
Holy shit! I saw recently his blindfolded attempt where he was in Sector 1 for like 3 hours. You were trying to usher him to the correct spots there, and it didn't really work. Okay, phase 3. Here we go.
Looking where the missiles are going here, and if they're not hitting anything important, it looks like he's going to
looks like piloting. He has level 2 piloting though. Does he take this? Or is that empty room? No, it's piloting.
I think he's going to cloak just before it hits.
Yeah, he cloaks that. Okay.
And delaying, just in case people don't know how this tactic works exactly, dropping your shields and letting the missiles get close means that the hit chance is going to get calculated when they pass meet the center of the room. So you're just delaying when you cloak, and that means you have a slightly higher chance to be able to cloak the power surge as well. And especially if you use a level 3 cloak, you've got a pretty good chance. Power surges are randomized between 20 and 30 seconds.
Looks like Farb actually is getting kind of a bad roll here on the power surge. His cloak is already halfway out, and the power surge hasn't showed up, so might get a little unlucky here. He's going to use the whole beam.
Yeah, sometimes if you realize that you're not going to get the cloak, then you just start firing your weapons anyway, because why not?
Right. Yeah, Farb low rolled that, so he got a very late power surge there, unfortunately, but should be okay. He's got engines 4, shields 3, so all right. And let's see what happens here. My feed is lagging just a little bit here.
Farb's
No, so
Lanus just got training.
So to clarify to everyone in chat, this is Farb playing. We were trolling you about Rand. Rand is done. Yeah, Farb is finishing up his run now. So he's about to get through the Zoltan shield. Let's see if this volley. Okay, so he gets through with this volley.
He is hacking shields.
Yeah. And oh, his hacking is damaged though. So he's only got hacking 2. He's gonna have to shoot something into the shields first, and then hack. So he can.
Not
he
so
can
bad with the flak, perhaps.
Yeah, flak does help break the shields.
Would have been nicer to get a bit more damage in.
Yeah. Okay, he hacks now. Piloting is empty here. Okay, he's gonna be able to refill the piloting room.
Potentially on weapons level 8. If he had that, then I might be looking at an evasion hack.
Yeah.
And then you guarantee 5 damage into shields. And just end.
Really unlucky dodges with the flak there on the shield hack. That's not good. But I think he does have the option if he wants to jump away to the base and try this again.
That's true. He can always reset if things get too bad.
Right. But I think this is still looking pretty solid for for a phase 3 here with no mind control counter. No engines manning brings his evasion down to 85, but he still got the triple dodge. Okay, so he's going to go for the maximum damage hull beam swipe here.
So here on phase 3, there's also a 9 damage swipe in the opposite direction.
Yep.
Oh, sorry, that's wrong. It's an 8 damage swipe.
8 damage, yeah, 8 damage.
It's because the teleporter is there. It's phase 1 and 2 with the 9 damage swipes.
Yeah, and actually it's really good that the Lanus got mind control there because it's killing all of the boarders.
Yeah,
the enemy boarding AI wants to
magnetize into the engines room to asphyxiate.
Right, enemy boarding AI wants to unite with the mind controlled crew, so they joined up in engines there, which was vented by the Lanus, and they all suffocated to death, which is very good for us. But engines are fully down now, so cloaking is not going to offer us as much safety as it. Oh wait, but Farb is about to end the fight. Okay, 4 health left.
He should be okay just because.
Yeah,
he doesn't need to kill it now.
Yep, hacking's back up, so he's probably going to hack here, I would imagine, and then. Okay, he's waiting. That's fine. Hacking level 2. There we go, and he should be good. Yes, he's going to kill the flagship. Okay, here we go. Let's wait for the finisher. And right before the power surge, nice. That's a GG for Farb. Like the
bit of a tough phase 3 there, but he had it under control.
GG to Farb there. Wow. Okay, so we are going to go back to. We're going to take another, as with the other runs today. We're going to take a quick 2 to 3 minute break, and then we will be calculating the scores, and then we will come back, talk to the players, and. Or wait, are we going to talk to the players first and then take the break? Maybe I'm misremembering.
See, what does our Overlord in the Sky say?
First break.
Okay, we're going to take a break.
All right, quick break. Going to go use the restroom. See you all on the other side, yes.
Right, we are back after another 2 exciting runs. This time, I think the players really earned having a reasonable ship to play. And they both beat the hell out of FTL with Lanus A. Rand, do you want to go first and tell us how you found your run on that ship?
I'll just say starting ship power is so important in FTL. That run felt so different from Stealth B, man. Lanus A with hacking. I found a couple flaks. I did that for the chat. You got to get the flaks. But it felt really good. I really felt a lot better about that run compared to the Stealth B run.
And how about you, Farb? How'd your run go?
I thought it went okay for the way I decided to play it. I thought I was playing a lot faster than I was, but turned out I wasn't. But what was funny was, we were just talking about it, but there was a point I was in Sector 7 and I didn't know I was in Sector 7. And then I looked, I was like, oh, okay, I should probably like get hacking up or something. I was on like 2 shields, an engine, level 2 hack, level 3 cloak or something. Or,
How much scrap were you banking at that point?
Oh, I couldn't tell you. I was just trying to put my head down and win all the fights.
One interesting difference I noticed really early on was that Farb was delaying his shield upgrades. And personally, I think in this format, that can make a lot of sense, especially on a ship like Lanus A, where you do have a lot of safety.
Yep.
I wouldn't be doing it if I was going for maximum consistency.
Nope.
One shield and hacking, you're going to have to get pretty damn unlucky to die.
Right.
Plus
And that was
potential reset.
That was the thing too with my decision. Like, you pretty much nailed it. I wanted to be able to capitalize on whenever the store popped up. I wanted to be able to buy it, whatever was in the store that was going to help me. And I figured with the hacking and stuff, I wanted to push, and then I was trying to focus on killing fights fast, and then like getting my stuff and trying to progress to the later sectors to try to farm fights a little bit.
And then, if I recall correctly, a difference there was that I think you bought a flak in Sector 1.
I did.
And Rand also bought a flak in Sector 1, but he had to sell his chain laser for it.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting, yeah.
Yeah, which when I did it, I was like, this is probably not ideal because it's going to be inaccurate, but I really thought, for the memes, I got to go flak, and I got a second flak and then a halberd beam later. So results-based analysis says it was right.
Yeah, and I started only taking NG sectors that popped up, and I ended up with like flak, heavy 2, hull beam as my loadout.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike and I had a very interesting discussion while you guys were playing about sort of the nature of the ability to reset with you get a free extra life in Sector 1, right? And so we were talking about how does that impact your decision making with regards to being super greedy and like delaying shields like Farb did versus trying to still kind of set yourself up for success, and also what are the implications of that in terms of the competitive spirit of the competition, right? Because we want to obviously balance like an entertaining event that upholds the sort of spirit of FTL, but also
But also fuck you in the ass.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Right. That's the second part of that. Yeah.
And where we came to, I think, is that actually the Sector 1 reset, I think, works pretty well. And generally, players are probably going to be taking a little more risk anyway in this format. So I don't think it's going to massively skew anything. It just removes some awful unfairness from the format if that should pop up.
Right.
But yeah, great play, guys. And
we got to reveal. I'm on pins and needles.
Yeah, let's see who won. Salient, if you want to drop the scores here, let's see. So, okay, Rand with 45.90.
That was really close.
55, 179 rating. Farb with 47.43 score, 63 minutes, 172. Oh my gosh, 7-point difference.
If he was just a couple minutes faster, you probably had that. That's crazy.
That's what I was thinking. I bet my phase 3 might have done it. I took a long time in phase 3.
That took you an extra like 5-6 minutes for that last phase, I think.
Wow.
On the other hand,
that's Rand.
And phase 3 was pretty nasty.
Yeah, and I was really trying to. That to me felt like a speed run, but 55 minutes compared to some of the runs we've seen before, it's not actually that fast, I guess.
It's still great. Complete a run of FTL. I mean, I struggle to do a single fight in that amount of time sometimes.
I love it, Mike.
All right, well, so
good game,
now
great game, Farb.
Great game to both of you, and it's been a lot of fun casting for you guys with Mike here.
So I think now the level of play has been great as well. Really well played, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
So I think the plan now is we're going to call it for tonight, but Farb and Rand are now at 1-1, right, within this,
That's right.
this format. So there's potential for a rematch coming up soon.
We gotta get a
so
rematch.
that's
between
up to
the
Rand,
Ball
of
Bash
course.
brothers, you know.
Right.
Yeah. So
So yeah, thanks Rand hosting this, and Kassalian most of all for doing all of the hard work and preparation. I know it's a lot of stress to deal with to put something together like this, but I think everyone in the community here is really grateful to your efforts.
yeah, it's super
Yeah,
awesome,
it was
that
awesome.
you've put this on for us and done all the work organizing
It's
this.
super fun, and I hope we do it again, and I hope we can do it on other streams, like we can do on Farb streams or M streams or any. I don't want it always to be here, because there's a lot of people in the community who are really involved, and we want to give some of them the viewer love too. So hopefully the next time we can maybe switch it up and do it on another stream, which would be awesome.
I like it.
Absolutely. Yeah, sounds great. All
So
right.
I think we're gonna call it a night then. So chat, I hope you had a good time. Again, special thank you to Farb, to M, to Mike, to Kassalian behind the scenes to make this happen. This is a ridiculously fun time. I had way more fun than I was expecting to play, even though it's way more stress than just sitting back and casting, right?
Right. It's fun, man. It's all fun.
So we're gonna call it a night. So thank you everyone for watching. We hope you'll come join us the next time we do this. And till next time, peace out, happy gaming. We'll see you all later. Night, folks.
Good night. Thanks.